All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another, well, it's a Sunday night live stream on Drums and Drams. I'm just confirming that we're good audio-wise. We should be going through this microphone above us, not the close mic that I normally use. So, I'll get to the chat here in a second. So, Sarah is here with me. You guys know Sarah. Jay says, happy 19th birthday, Cam. Well,
whew. Married him young.
We're at least 21 today. For the purposes of this live stream, at least 21. What did Justin say?
I was trying to find it.
What did Justin say? Someone told Justin to calm down. Did he say something inappropriate? All right, anyways, doesn't matter. Sorry, Justin, it does matter, but let's put this up right now. Guys, we're going to do a giveaway tonight. We have some cool stuff. Sarah's going to join for the first, 30 minutes or so. We're going to dive right into a flight that I think is going to be kind of fun, and I'll tell you what we're going to do here in just you can kind of tell from the table what we're about to do. But I do have to get up the giveaway tracker just very quickly. To the folks who I owe giveaways from last week, or really it was like 10 days ago, I've been saying I'm going to get those out. Everything's poured behind me on the floor. It's going to be packed and go out tomorrow with the giveaway winners of tonight and some people that ordered the Evernorth bottles on Friday, 2 days ago on the 26th when we dropped these. So those are all going to go out tomorrow. Jay says, what? No tiny hands?
I know.
Yeah, not for tonight, Jay. We have to be functional with our hands this evening. Justin says, I didn't see anything. Oh, okay. Gotta have an adult in the room. It did get better looking with Sarah here. It absolutely did. So please hit that like button, guys. Let me tell you about the giveaway tonight. As you know, every $5 super chat is an entry into tonight's giveaway. You can super chat on the live feed. YouTube takes 30% of that, or you can always send directly to me, Venmo or PayPal. That stuff is in the description of this video. You can see my names there. So here are the two giveaways. It's a play on words on the thumbnail, which says short barrel giveaway. So one is this 12-year distillery only single barrel short barrel brand rye. So I don't know that this was actually a short barrel in terms of yield, but it's a damn good rye. It's 12-year-old MGP at 129 proof, super, super dark stuff. So this is one of the giveaway bottles for tonight, and the second giveaway bottle is actually a short barrel, not short barrel brand. So little, again, play on words for both of these. And this is that Nulu short barrel that I've been talking about and raving about. I did the YouTube short on this bottle. So first place winner is going to get the Nulu. Second place winner is going to get the short barrel. So there you go. Two pretty epic bottles for tonight's giveaway. So I'll leave these out on the table just as a reminder for myself to mention this every 30 minutes or so. So there we go. Oh. I guess Venmo's been going hard. Okay. So we'll get to that in a second. Let me say hello to some folks. We are starting with, as usual, Eagle Rare store pick here. So
I've been drinking it already. Sorry.
Cheers. And yes, you saw the title of the video. It is my birthday today. Actually today, I turned 30. So I'm getting old now, finally.
It's a big deal. It's a big day.
Something. All right, so good to see Justin. Calvin's in here. Christine, Dennis. I won't put everybody up on the screen. I'm going to keep scrolling. Caesar, is it Caesar or Cesar? How do I say it properly? I want to make sure I know. Ryan, Jeremy, good to see you guys. John says he's been hanging around the Bourbon Junkies. He's going to be late. You know, yeah. I'm going to change the music, a little more upbeat. It's so sad in my ears with the jazz. What's up, Sam? Terry Powers, Joe Dickinson, Guy. Lots of familiar faces. Mike Conklin's in here. Travis, definitely take the over on the 805. Over by a million. See, Jade knows what's up. How tall is Cam? 5'7" and a quarter. Got to get the quarter. All right. Sladvan's in here. James. And
so many people.
I'm going to keep scrolling down. So please do hit that like button on your way in. Jeremy says 30 was easy, 40 was okay, not looking forward to 50. We'll all be there soon enough. It's a school night, so stopping by to say hello, says Clay, unpacking from a week at the Outer Banks. Thank you, Clay. I hope you enjoyed it there, man. What's up, William Davilar? Are you going to be at Pours in the Park? If so, I hope to see you there, man. Okay. So, I also figured, given the birthday, it's a good day to share some of these whiskeys that I've been crazy about, and I got these backups, and I'm like, you know what, let's spread the love a little bit, because they're really, really good whiskeys. So, hopefully, the folks who win tonight's giveaway will enjoy those. All right, so the plan of attack for tonight, we're going to start with the blind flight with me and Sarah. It's going to be a 3-pour blind for each of us. I'll tell you how it's going to work here in a second. Then I'm going to get into some bottle reviews, well, sample reviews, really. So I've got Wild Turkey Master's Keep Triumph. I've had a lot of questions about this one, actually, so I'm glad that Justin sent me a sample. Thanks, Justin. I'm going to do William Larue 2023. I've already tasted this on a Patreon stream, or maybe it was just for the $50 tier. So we'll do William Larue Weller 2023. I have a couple of rare characters from Sam, which is very cool. Rare characters are not things that I'm like the most familiar with. I've already taken a sip of 2 of these, and the other 2 I have not. So we'll check these out. The codes are KOA and KBT. So if you guys know what those are, you probably know more than I do. And then I have a scotch sample that I have to taste tonight because Maury sent me a scotch distilled in 1958 or earlier. And this bottle has been open for 50 years, but it's still clear, so it should be drinkable. So this has been open, yeah. So I don't know, maybe we can do this after this if you want to taste it too.
I kind of want to see what that is.
If you want to taste it, let's do it. Maybe we have one more sample that Sarah has to taste. Oh gosh, this one. I'm not going to tell you what this is. Yeah, actually, yeah, that could have been bad.
That could have been really bad.
You probably know what this would be because you wrote the card for it last week, so I'm not going to show you what the bottle is, or 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was. Okay. And so then we're going to do those bottle reviews, and then at the end of the stream, I have a blind flight from Travis. Another blind flight from Travis. I got to unwrap the samples towards the end of the stream, and we'll do this. Sarah wrote the cards for it just before the stream, so she knows if it's tricky or not. Kyle Taylor, cheers, Cam. I want to say thank you for the Scotch views. Not enough American perspectives, and you're just the personality to inject some fun. Thanks, Kyle. So, yeah, and so then I owe you an apology, which is sorry that I haven't had one in 2 weeks, because there's not one today. I'm going to be out on the road a bunch in the next 2 weeks picking barrels, which is a crazy thing to say. And so, you know, I don't know when Scotch Sundays will come back. Maybe I'll film some in a hotel in Wisconsin or something, and we'll figure it out. But I promise it's on my mind, but it's the first thing to get cut from the channel on busy weeks. So thank you, Randall Erickson. I recognize that last name. Is that a first name, Randall, or do you go by your middle name? Because there's another last name Erickson in the Patreon. I don't know if it's the same person. Happy birthday, Cam. Time to drain some drams. Yeah, had to read that a few times. Thanks, man. I got you in for 4 entries. What's up, Matt Porter? A new patron, Matt Porter, in for 4. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. Turning 21. And JG, the King Troll himself, says happy birthday. Thanks, Jay. And thank you, Bev Porter.
So many exclamation points.
Not the same person, says Randall. Okay, I just didn't know. I didn't know. Because it's also an Erickson with a K, which is, you know, a little specific, so I thought maybe it was the same. And John Martino. Happy birthday, Cam. Thank you, man. All right, guys, I'll get to the Venmos in a sec. First thing we're going to do, we're going to test our picking abilities.
Oh, I'm nervous.
And Matt Porter's picking ability right now. So, Matt, I don't know if you're going to tune in for this or if you're in and out, but we've got your pick, and we have our 2 picks of Evernorth Rye. And this, guys, for those of you who haven't kind of, if you're not in the Patreon, I don't know if you know this, these 3 barrels were our final 3 barrels in our blind at the end of our pick. And Sarah chose one with like a third of the pick team. I chose the other with a third of the pick team. And then this other one, which is Matt's bottle, was the one the junkies liked. And I think one other, maybe Tony liked this one. I can't remember who from the pick team liked it. Barrel 10. So I picked barrel 3, Sarah picked barrel 11, Matt picked barrel 10 a few weeks later when he showed up. So we're going to do a blind right now and see what our ranking of the 3 is individually. So that's what we're doing. So what the way this is going to work, I'm going to pour these, and I'm going to sticker the bottoms. Sarah's going to turn around. Then I'll turn around. She'll mix them both up the same way. She won't know which one's which. and then we'll sticker the glasses where we can see 1, 2, and 3. So that way, that makes sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that it's like basically I have a blind stage. She has a, well, no, I'm not even blind. I'm just labeling them.
Right.
She's going to mix them up.
Yeah.
We'll re-sticker the things on the front so we can see them. You guys won't know what they are unless you track the way that we mix them up right now. If you do track them, please don't say it in the chat. No spoilers.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I'm
All right.
so nervous.
So I'm actually going to we'll label the glasses A, B, and C when you label them, because then we'll say first place glass A, so that we don't say first place glass 2, because then the numbers will get confusing. Okay. So you will
Can you use like the same color sticker for all of them?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to start, yeah.
So here's what we'll do. You'll use pink, A, B, C.
Okay.
A, B, C. And then on the bottoms, I'll label these. I could do D, E, F. It doesn't even matter. I'll just make a key off to the side.
1, 2, 3.
We can do 1, 2, 3. That's fine. 1, 2, 3. And I'll double sticker the bottoms. Okay. So put a green sticker on the bottom of all of these. If you want to just start, yeah, just right in the middle. Yeah.
We should have done this before.
It's okay. Sorry, guys.
We had a lot of wine at dinner. So
we did have we had a birthday dinner just before this. A little wine. Two glasses of wine, but they were fatties. So we had a Wagyu.
Big pours.
We had a Wagyu beef or like a Wagyu steak flight, which was way too much money.
We're struggling right now.
But it was amazing, and we both feel like shit. So.
It was so great.
So there we go. All right. So you turn around.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting to see if we made the right choice. If we would make the same choices now, much more sober than we were a month and a half ago when we picked these barrels. So okay. All right. So I gotta label the bottoms now. Crap.
So you're labeling and pouring, and then I'm mixing.
And then you're mixing them up, and you have to mix them up both the same way.
Right.
Yes.
How are you not gonna know?
Because you're gonna mix them up.
Right, but I just feel like you'll be able to see that. Okay, never mind.
No, I'll pour them all the same level.
Okay.
There will be no indications.
No indication.
For me, Okay. Jeremy says, "You sure about being sober?" No, we're good. We're good. It's 2 glasses of wine, and we got back. I mean, dinner was at 5:30, so we've had a little bit of time. We're good.
Yeah, we're also 30 now, so.
I'm 30. You're old. You're old.
I am. I am old.
Although me saying Sarah's old doesn't mean that you're old, Jeremy. I know you're talking about turning 50 eventually. Okay, I'm gonna label on the back of this. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is labeled. And we will just reference that at the end. And here we go. I gotta pour these. We got it. We got it. I don't know. Should I say it out loud so they can track it if they want to?
Say what out loud?
Which one I'm pouring? Because you're not going to know.
You can, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you should tell them what's what.
Okay.
And then we'll see how well they follow my speech.
Yeah. So I just poured my pick, barrel 3. I hate to say my pick because it was a third of our picks. So we just say that for the ease of saying it. Yeah. Okay. Make sure I'm right here. Now I'm pouring Matt's pick. And I know Sarah can hear me say which one I'm pouring. So before she turns around, I'm going to mix them up. So she doesn't know which order is which.
What?
I'll mix them up in the same way
I see what
both.
you mean. Okay.
Because you can hear the order I'm saying them in.
I got you.
And then finally, Sarah's pick is being poured right now.
The teams.
Probably the better pick of the two.
I don't know.
They're
different.
I am pouring
really
this all over the
torn.
table right now. Good God. Okay, so
what if I end up just mixing them back into the original order?
it's not gonna matter. Okay, I'm gonna turn around now. Sarah's gonna mix these up.
Okay.
So here,
There's not no
set of 3. set of 3.
Okay.
Don't mix your eagleware up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So as soon as you're done,
geez.
we're going to sticker. I'll turn around and don't sticker them. Just mix them up.
No, okay.
We'll stick them together. Okay.
Okay. Oh, God. Why am I so worried about this? Okay.
It's just so everybody knows we're not cheating.
Right.
Don't think too hard about it.
I'm definitely way overthinking this.
Make sure you do the same on both sides.
I know.
I know you know.
I already forget what I did. Is that enough? I feel like I should do something else.
Is that okay?
No, I'm gonna leave it the way it is.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna be like,
Are you
that was
good?
so bad. Yes.
Okay. So here we go. We always go right to left for the audience. So
Okay.
that'll be A for you. So go ahead and sticker your
this
other
way?
ones. Yeah.
I see.
A,
Okay.
B. This is the longest setup for anything on
I
a
know.
stream ever. I suck.
I just have this feeling I'm gonna pick Matt's because when we were outside first tasting them, I really wanted Matt's.
Yeah, I know.
And it shocked me when we went inside and it drastically changed.
We're gonna
so-
pick Matt's.
I know.
We're gonna pick Matt's.
We're gonna pick it. They're all so good though, so I don't feel bad about it. But still, I feel like I should move these. They're fine.
We good?
They're okay. We're good.
All right.
I'm gonna move.
So we are gonna try not to be influenced by what each other says.
I'm 100% always gonna be okay.
Happy birthday, Cam. What's up, all? Thank you for jumping in here. It's Jay. I don't troll. I just point out the obvious. Guy, drinking Matt's Evernorth. I like it a lot. Looking forward to Cam and Sarah's. Matt's is very close to Sarah's. At least that's what we think. And then
That's what I thought.
Matt says I didn't get to choose between the 3. I know, but you clearly picked the best. This was obviously the best barrel they had left.
Yeah.
Easily. So there's no way. We're not questioning Matt's palate, actually. I guess we're just questioning our own at this point. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Oh, will you?
What do you want?
It's Lucy.
No. The baby.
Come on. Come
Can
on.
I hear her?
Oh, yeah, they can. This mic will pick it up. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Okay. Wait, which one are you doing? Yeah, okay.
We'll just go ABC. It's fine. All right.
No.
I'm just gonna have to nose them all.
I have to smell all of them.
I gotta smell them all
before I
real
can-
quick.
Oh no, I'm gonna be like.
Lucy, hi. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Wait, you're going so fast.
You don't. We can just kind of
Let's
do it separately.
Okay. But I feel like you're gonna know like
I'm not trying
an
to guess.
hour before me.
I'm not trying to guess which one's which.
You're not?
No, I'm only trying to put them in the order that I like them tonight.
Oh, I see.
Because every time I try to guess these, I screw it up. Especially when we did it at Evernorth.
You intended.
I mean, as that video, shows, we can't get these right. So, all right. So,
Oh my god.
these ryes are all, so basically like the profile of these ryes, a lot of them have cola notes, which is really weird for a 6-year rye, but this is that Sagamore 52% rye, so it's low rye, high corn, so a lot of good sweetness. And they develop cola notes at 6 years, a lot of these barrels. Some of them are fruitier and more clean profiles, and some of them are those like dirtier cola, more oaky notes in there. There's not a big discrepancy of color between any of these 3 barrels, like that's not going to be a factor in here.
They all look the same.
They all look the same.
They're like identical.
And so, for me, when I'm going through these barrels, they're all within 1.2 proof points. So I'm just looking for something that has the most developed palate. I look for a long finish, like no lulls in the mid palate if possible. And the drunker I get, sorry, the cat is meandering. The drunker I get on these barrel picks, just the reality of the situation is you tend to go for spicier palates because everything starts to drink a little easier. So,
Yeah. But
anyways,
you doubled down when you.
I doubled down.
You did. You.
But
Yeah.
right now I'm going for like the best evenness of all of these things, the most coverage, I guess. So,
Have you tasted them yet?
no.
Okay.
Glass A has a little bit of a Maker's Mark yogurt note to it to me. There's a little bit of like a dairy thing in A, which is weird.
Maker's Mark.
It feels
yogurt.
very fruity to me.
Where did the yogurt?
I don't know. I get a dairy note out of this. Interestingly, but this feels intense and oaky, and I like A on the nose, but that yogurt note has thrown me a little bit. Jason, we're blinding both of our Evernorth picks versus Matt's, which was actually the final blind on the barrel pick that we did at Evernorth between these 3 barrels. Do you get the yogurt note on that or no?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
I eat yogurt almost every day.
It's like,
I've never seen you eat yogurt, so I'm
because I don't like it. That's why I don't like the note.
No, how have you been
It's
smelling
like Greek yogurt.
it?
There's a Greek yogurt note in this. Caramelized orange, Greek yogurt. It's very fruity. It has a little dirtiness to it. I like the nose besides the yogurt on A.
You drop your yogurt in the dirt.
Ooh.
That's what...
B is totally different to me.
Well, then.
Again, I'm not trying to influence you. I want you to make your own picks. B smells a lot lighter on the nose, a lot more easygoing, I guess.
Oh, I think I know what B is.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to. I just.
Yeah, it's.
And I'm sure I'm probably gonna be totally wrong. Like I'm gonna reverse it entirely.
It's really relaxed. B on the nose. Okay, let me go to C. Oh damn! Jesus.
What?
C smells good. That is like rich as shit.
It's probably the one that.
It's probably Matt's pick.
It probably is Matt's
probably
pick.
Matt's pick. Joe says that the low quality air. No, I didn't know we had low quality air today.
Oh yeah, is it the fires in Canada? Is that still happening?
I don't know, honestly. Wow.
Okay, I need to stop trying to think of which is which,
Yeah,
because that's all I can do.
There's
I'm
no
like,
way.
Why is this one mine?
I know I won't be able to guess these.
Like, is it mine or Matt's?
Okay, I think on the nose I'm between A and C.
Are they the most similar to you?
Kinda. But I don't want that to... I'm still not going to try to guess. All right, I'm going to go to A.
I already can't decide. I mean, they're all good, though. That's what's nice about it. Like, there's not one that I have where I'm like, bleh.
Yeah.
Not.
My current ranking on the nose would be probably C, A, B.
Oh, on the nose?
If I just gave a nose ranking, I'd probably go C, A, B from top to bottom. God. Okay, now that I'm going back to A, the yogurt note is turning into just pure vanilla.
Because it's not yogurt.
Maybe.
You don't know what yogurt smells like.
All right, A is good.
I feel like I kind of know what you mean, but
it's not yeasty.
I would never have said yogurt.
What's up, Josh Fritz? Good to see you, man.
What a creative take.
I gotta take it slow when we go down to Still Austin. I'm scrolling up here for just a second.
Back. Ooh.
Like Caesar salad. Okay. Gotta take it slow when we go down to Still Austin because John will literally pour you 4-ounce pours back to back and won't stop. Yeah. No, I'm slowly learning my lesson with barrel picks. Very slowly, but I am learning. Christine says yogurt note, something I've never heard. It's a Matt Porter note, really. I always knew that it was a dairy type thing, but I think Matt is the one that said Greek yogurt. I feel like I latched onto that. If that's his pick, I'll laugh.
Really?
Okay, I'm going back to B. It's so much cherry on B. Ooh.
Do you remember which one was the cherry bomb?
Well, I've mixed these up before, so I can't. That is very spicy on the palate.
I think that one's yours.
I could see that being the case.
I think it is. Like, because the other two are so similar.
I could see that being the case.
I think that's what it is, but I'm probably completely wrong.
The palate on B is way better than the nose to me. The nose is kind of, it's.
That's what I remember with it.
It's just kind of simplistic on the nose.
I'm like spitting it out.
Stop.
Sorry.
Well, don't do that.
Because I was talking while I was drinking it.
Have you tried not doing that?
No.
Sorry.
I never will.
It's my 30th birthday. Let me, Let me be sarcastic. Oh my God, C on the nose just lights out. If this is your pick, I'm going to be very happy. Don't hold that up. I don't want to, so I can't.
Oh, sorry.
Because I would know what the bottom is. I didn't look. I promise I didn't look. But, oh my God, C is nuts. This is very tough.
I'm never gonna figure. I'm so boring on these. I'm never gonna be able to figure this out. I'm just gonna go.
Don't figure it out.
They
just
think. Well, no, I mean,
preference.
but even which one? I know, but like my preference is hard because I don't know. I know how they make fun of you for taking forever, but I'm like 5 times worse than you.
Well, don't admit that. Don't admit that live.
It's too late.
Travis says sour dairy, and then Matt said Maker's Mark or heavy kefir. I've actually, Matt, I don't even know what kefir smells or tastes like. I don't know anything about kefir, but I know Greek yogurt, even if she says I don't.
When have you tasted Greek yogurt?
I'm having a hard time. Dinner is killing me. Yeah. Oh my God, we ended with creme brulee and chocolate cake, so I'm suffering endlessly.
Yeah, that's
how do
our norm.
Dude, how do you quantify these? This is tough.
I don't know. I don't know how we did it the first time. That's probably why we were there for like 5 hours.
What's okay?
Trying to figure it out.
What's interesting, so A and C are the most similar. And to me, the way that A is coming off, it's a little more clear of what it is. C feels very dirty and complex, but almost in a way where I can't understand the notes in C. I can smell that there's so much going on, but it feels a little bit masked, even though it's so intense. And then A is like the same thing, but it's more there. It's obvious to me. But I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm having a real hard time. This is the worst.
I really don't know.
Play ever.
And then
pretty
B,
sure I know at this point.
and then B is gonna end up being mine. And I'm gonna put it in last place. I can just feel it, you know.
We'll see, but I don't think I haven't decided that any of them is.
The palate on B is nuts, though. It's so the development and the spice is so good on B.
Yeah.
Johnny, happy birthday, Cam. Are you legal drinking age yet? Next year. We'll get there. Yeah, no, actually, for YouTube.
It's making it sound like I married a minor.
Well, for YouTube AI demonetization, I am of age. Man. Okay, Class A. I gotta do like one more silent sip, sorry. If you want to enter.
It's been me this whole time.
I know.
That's all I can do.
I need you now to
Oh no, I'm
take
not
the reins.
personality. I can't do it. My brain goes blank when I do this.
All right. I have my order.
You're gonna have to improvise then because I don't.
No, keep going.
I don't have mine
Keep
at
going.
all. I need like to refresh.
Mary Beth Height says, "Happy birthday, Cam! Pulling for Sarah's pick for the win. It legitimately might be.
It's probably gonna be Matt.
It's probably gonna be Matt's. I think we fucked up. Whoops. I think now that this sucks, but now I know that when the junkies say something on a pick, to listen to them.
What did they say?
They said Matt's was the best.
All I remember.
And at River Roots, they were like, ours is the best, and theirs is very good. We haven't done that blind yet.
Very good. I don't know. All I remember them saying is that I had a better palate than you, and that's all that I heard.
I don't remember anybody saying
all
that.
I remember. It's all I'm ever gonna hear.
I don't know if anybody said that. It's weird how you can remember things that didn't happen.
I have selective hearing.
Yeah, interesting.
The only thing I
all
picked
right.
up.
Well, I'm gonna move on.
No, they said it because they know it's not true. But I'm gonna pretend like it is.
C is. This is why I got so hammered at the end of that pick. I kept going back and forth on these because I can't figure this out.
You were having a rough time.
In the video too, when I go, is Sean in here? I go, is Sean in here? It was like,
I know.
I left it in. I left that in. I'm like, people need to see this. This is an advertisement against drinking alcohol. Man, this is the issue. To me, it's like A and C are battling.
I have a feeling that this was.
Stop guessing. Stop guessing.
Okay.
I'll guess with you at the end, but.
I don't want to.
Devin says Matt's was also our front runner going into the blind. That is true. That is true.
It was. I was like, what's funny is I was like, no, don't even bring 11 in here. The barrel number was 11 that I, and then I ended up picking it.
Man.
Oh,
Okay, here's where I'm gonna go on this, okay?
I feel like if you tell me it's gonna, I kind of don't want to, no, you need to tell them. They need to know. I'm gonna suck it up and be a champion here. Hold on. Okay.
There can only be one champion in this house. All right. I'm gonna kind of do what I thought I was doing on the pick.
Okay. What was
and
that?
I'm gonna pick two different things in my top two. So I'm gonna say my first place is C.
Okay.
It is a little less obvious on the nose, like I said, than A, but A has that Greek yogurt vanilla thing, and I'm still getting weird about it. Excuse me. And B, the palate on B is nuts. Mm-hmm. The nose is not as good as the palate. It's the weakest nose of the bunch. Because the others feel more complex, but it's a little more simple. And then A, I think, is like a dummy. I don't want to say this because if it's yours, but it's.
Oh no, I'll tell you what I think right after this.
A is a version of C that is more obvious but a little less intense, and has that off note for me. So that's my order, which is perfectly in reverse. So fine. What's your order?
Well, it's gonna sound like I'm copying you, but I think this is Matt's, and I like it's the
Don't.
best. I think this is mine, and I.
So you go here.
I'm like kind of.
Don't guess to make me feel better.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't know. I think I like this one the best. I think I like this one second. I think that I like this one
Are you
third,
serious?
and this one's mine.
I don't believe you. We should have written these down.
We
should have written these down so there was no.
What did you say? Did you say the same thing
Yes,
as I did? Okay.
yes.
Well, okay.
All right, let's go last place.
I didn't copy you.
Last place, I'm going to take a guess. I think it's Matt's.
You think this is Matt's?
Yeah, I do.
I
Son
don't
of a
know.
bitch.
I think it's mine.
It's mine.
This is yours?
Yes. That's why we don't guess.
Wait a minute. Okay, redo. So we're gonna move that out. Wait. Do you know what the other two are then?
Because it does feel. What is happening?
Do you know what the other two are?
I picked Greek yogurt bomb. But I did say vanilla after Greek yogurt.
To be fair, it tastes different in this lineup than it did from what I remember inside. Okay,
Dude,
wait a minute. I don't want to know though. I want to go back to these.
I bet Matt's won.
Really? You already know.
I don't. I just looked.
Look. Did his win?
Yes.
I knew it.
I know.
Oh my god. I don't know.
It was a hard decision.
So this was 11?
Hang on. 3?
Because this
Which
drink,
one?
like,
B?
the most...
B is 3 is 11. Isn't that crazy?
Wow!
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Second place, though. Look at
It's hard. I can't even believe that.
I feel like if I kept drinking these... Because this is the other thing. We were doing this for, like, hours back and forth. And if we had spent more time with these, I wonder how it would have changed, maybe.
So this, okay.
That's crazy.
And this is what changes when you taste all these side by side too. The palate intensities either build on each other, or if you take a break, then you come back to it and it feels really weak, but then you drink the one right after it and it's like all the spice continues to ramp. So I tried to taste these tonight in all these different orders.
Yeah, well, me too.
To try to not have that happen, and it was still confusing, but even still, what did I rank the noses? C. I went C, A, B on the noses. So I put mine in second on the nose, and Matt's won on everything.
But what's weird is I remember the nose on mine being better than I thought that this was here.
Me too.
It must be our house.
It must be.
Our house is
It must be.
the mold. That's what it is.
Man.
It's the mold in the house.
Wild.
It's messed with our noses.
This is wild.
And this is why.
And what's interesting about
this is hilarious because I really thought Matt.
Well, I'm trying to track right now what I would have thought in the moment when we did the blind there, because the palate here that was the most intense was B to me.
Yeah.
And I thought that would have been mine maybe because.
It makes me feel less crazy though because when we were outside, I really wanted Matt's barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I wanted it here too.
Yours is drinking so weak right now. It's so weird.
Hold on.
I don't know.
It was, yeah. In comparison to what I remember, yeah.
Well, there goes all of my.
So why does it do that? That's weird.
Matt's is so good. Damn it.
I know.
There goes all of the credibility that we ever tried to build.
Well, I guess we should cancel your channel.
God, I'll see you guys. Great stream.
We're gonna get
no
into
giveaway.
wine.
No giveaway. We're done.
Oh,
Refunds
man.
coming in the mail. God. Okay.
I need to. I want to see if my thoughts change on this. I need to stick with this.
Well, now that we have it unblind.
Yeah. Wait. So Matt's, mine, yours.
Yeah, mine, yours, Matt's.
Okay.
Man, mine's starting to really smell good, huh?
You're still-
It's weird that sweetness that I've never picked up on mine. That Greek yogurt, then turning to vanilla, then going back to Greek
I
yogurt.
always thought that yours was like a massive cherry bomb.
Me
and
too.
It drank like the hottest when we were doing it inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it did not hold up the same in
There's
here.
good spice here, but B weirdly has a lot more on the. I think that's why Shook and I mixed these up. That's why
Really?
we flipped on these. Yeah, in that video.
Yeah.
Damn, wild. Well, we suck. This
Is
is
Matt,
fun.
Is Matt in here?
Yeah, Matt's here. He says he's trying to be nice. The barrels change during bottling too. They get that aeration.
Oh, be quiet.
Listen, you shut your mouth. You just take the victory.
That's so funny.
God bless America.
I'm really, to be honest though, like I'm so happy that he picked that one and we have this.
I know.
All three of them because they were my three favorites.
They're all great barrels.
They are, yeah.
And that fourth barrel that Pour Nerds got, the root beer extravaganza, I cannot wait to get that barrel. It's going to be at Pours in the Park. They're going to hand deliver those. Greg, guys, Mike. Oh, sorry, I didn't even read that out loud, Mike. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to short you. The short guy trying to short you. Happy birthday, Cam. Thank you, Mike. As I belch up, just horrible, just god awful.
You're 30 now. You're allowed to be gross.
I'm 30. Yeah, I'm a mess. Maybe I'll like grow to 6 feet tall now. Greg Miller, happy birthday! Great playing last night. Thanks, man. Didn't know you were at the show.
Oh, you saw this. Yeah.
Got you in for 2. Matt for the perfect 300. Joe says Matt's is excellent. Powdered cinnamon sugar donut in the nose. See, the nose to me again, like there is a great.
His is C.
Yeah, that's the one I said was a little bit like almost too complex. Like I don't understand it, but I know it's really got a lot of flavor to it. But it's not clear. The other two are more clear on the nose, and maybe that's why we latched onto them. I don't know.
It's amazing you can smell as good as you can in this house. Like I feel like I just smell my clothes. They're right here.
Oh man, it is good though. He definitely has the most complex barrel, I would say. Total upset. Justin bought a 3rd place pick. Yeah, you did. Deal with it. Whiskey Rambler, maybe you should taste everything once and just pick off that. I'm with you. Going back and forth only makes things worse. Do the junkies have a return policy? Ugh.
That's kind of what I did though. Like I did just because I get sick before I get drunk. I can't drink very much at all. So I was doing just one, but.
God, Sam, we'll trade Cam's pick for Willet Pot still 1-1. You take that shit somewhere else, Sam. Slap fan, let me get you in, man. Oh my god. Wow, this is just. Oh, okay. Well, Matt, I'll Venmo you $10, man.
Is Matt gonna be at the thing this weekend?
I don't think so. I don't think he's able to go.
It's a bummer.
Frothed during bottling, says Terry. Devin's been on this stream. Sorry I haven't put all your chats up, Devin. There were qualities of Cams and Sarah's that could put them in either 1st or 3rd. Matt's was always 2nd place anyway I looked at it. That's interesting.
That makes sense.
And I think that's what we ended up kind of going with. We went
Yeah.
with the 2 most different picks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how we ended up with yeah.
Carter Mayfield, yeah, rewind. We suck.
We're quitting.
Okay.
By we, I mean you. This isn't really. I don't really have.
Okay, let's real quick before I go on full nerddom and we get into the crux of the stream with all the reviews and stuff.
I need to try that scotch. I want to try.
Sarah and I are gonna taste a scotch from Maury, and I don't know if Maury's here tonight. Wow,
It's busy out there. Can I hear that?
Let's put this in this glass.
I don't know how strong this mic is.
Oh yeah, they can hear that.
Oh, it's
They can hear
fancy
all of my
glasses.
belches and everything.
Yeah.
I
Do you have really bad heartburn right now?
I don't know if it's heartburn. It's really just I'm belching.
Okay.
Is that the same thing, or is that acid reflux?
know.
I don't really know, honestly. I think it's. I don't know.
I think one is more painful than the other.
That's Maury pulling up. He's in the driveway right now. He's on his way in. You live next to a rave warehouse. Yeah. People love to do that on this street. It makes filming very difficult in this room. Even at, if I was filming right now at 10 o'clock, that stuff happens and I have to just stop the take, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what we're drinking real quick here is it's called Glendeveron, or Glendeveron. I have a sheet for this.
It smells so good.
I have a sheet for this somewhere. He sent. Oh, it's on the ground right there.
What? Oh, this thing?
Yeah. He sent a bottle picture. Here, I'll get it.
I can't. I'm trying to pick it up with my toes. Wait, I got it. No. You got it? Oh, good job.
Okay. So this is what we're drinking. Oh, this side. There we go. Glendeveron.
Yeah.
Deveron, 12-year Highland single malt. McDuff Distillery. It's 86 proof. And this was distilled, estimated in 1958. It's a 12-year, and this bottle has been open for 50 years, which is makes me scared a little bit. There's a
so good.
very sour fruit on this.
It smells like peaches. Like
there's a little like tofu. There's a little like smelly feet note to this. Do you just see what I'm talking about?
you love like the.
No. Keep an open mind.
No, I know it is
Please.
open. I understand what you're saying. I'm
Please.
just you love the cheese.
Please
and
keep
the
an open
feet
mind.
And the funk and the you're like into that right now.
I am.
I do get what you're saying though. Yeah.
There's a little something weird.
It was like little blue cheese on there.
Mildew. It's like a mildew note.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the bottle being open for 50 years or what. But
I think it smells so good.
It just smells like, just fruit, summer fruit.
Fresh cut flowers or something.
Whoa. All right. If we die, call 911. Ooh. There's a little bit of a tainted thing in there to me. Just a little bit. Maybe. Like a little plasticky thing. Reminds me of like a tainted sample bottle, but it's very, very slight. I can't believe how fruity and fresh this smells though still.
I know it smells like.
Like even after 50 years of being open. That's pretty wild.
I wish this was like an air freshener.
Here, I'll put that on
car.
the screen. Whew. It's zippy. I cannot believe that after this many years. It has like a carbonated feel on the palate.
It does. I almost wish we drank this first. It's like a little bit hard to go.
It's too light.
After. I know,
but
it's lighter.
That's okay. Well, I'm gonna revisit this. I'm gonna pour mine back.
I could just.
Because I'm gonna revisit this
all day.
with Maury on
It smells so good.
on like a Zoom hang.
Yeah.
On Patreon. That's interesting though. And I don't think it's tainted from the sample bottle. I think it's just because it's been open so long, it's got a little bit of a weirdness to it. But that's interesting. All right.
I miss scotch. I need to drink it more. It's so good.
Matt says, I've always learned to trust my fresh palate on a pick. 1 minute you pick the next GTS, and then 2 hours of drinking later you pick Smoke Eye Hill instead. Yes, I love that comparison. I love it.
You were just telling me about that earlier.
Yes. Yes, I was. Funky taint. Cam, this smells like a sweaty gym sock. I have definitely used that note before.
Yeah, that's the stuff. I swear that stuff jumps out at you right now. That's what you're looking for.
I love a fucking
I
love a sweaty foot. Just fucking love it.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's my birthday.
You want me to stick my feet in your face right now?
Stop.
I will.
Stop. Okay. Carter, back to your question. What did I miss? Well,
Matt.
You're here now. You're getting the exciting parts now. Richard Shockley, thank you for the super chat, man. I'm going to start catching up on Venmo now as we get into these next tastings. Got you in for 2. Thank you. All good bottles at the end of the day. Happy birthday. Thank you. They are all good bottles. These 3 barrels plus barrel 9 were so remarkably better than I think all of the other barrels at that pick. I know. I'm not trying to take a dump.
I never got to try 9. And
I got to finish my sentence. I can't leave on take a dump.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Keep going.
I can't just say I don't want to take a dump because then they can clip it.
I mean, you've said it so many times.
You know what I'm saying.
Over again now.
But No, they were. I don't want to take a dump on the other barrels that the junkies have no control over what they're buying. But those are great for a blended rye product, which they're putting in Exodus with I think some other stuff too. But this stuff, these 4 plus the Pour Nerds were exceptional. So anyway, sorry.
No, it's
I didn't need to say any of that. It was just fucking rambling.
No, it's true. They were really good. But I never got 9 was the one that I like. Out of all of them, I didn't get to try that one.
Yeah.
Because Sean was basically like, "Don't waste your time with it." But you keep talking about it.
I can't wait for you to try it.
I know.
And it's the highest. Well, Matt's is exactly 65.
How would I try 9?
I have 3 barrels of it arriving at Pours in the Park because the guys that picked it are going to be there.
Oh, good. I want to try.
Yeah. So it's and Matt's is the highest proof, and it's tied with Barrel 9. And Barrel 9, I would have said was way lower proof because it drank kind of relaxed. Very relaxed.
Wait, his is higher proof than these? Both of these?
Yes. Just by 0.2%.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought they were like.
But still.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. Oh, I have to have you taste one more thing. Travis, this is the crazy pour from your last flight. I'll tell everybody what it is in a second.
Is there a picture on it? You're like holding it very well.
Well, you might remember writing the cards for this.
I don't know. I've written so many cards.
Smell that. Taste that.
Okay.
This is some shit. I'm not even gonna pretend like it might be a bad thing.
I can tell just by the color that it's.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. What's up, Tony Bag of Donuts?
Bag of donuts.
In for one says, "Cheers, Cam. Happy birthday. We had a great time remembering Scott Pigsley." Yeah, so I knew that stream was going on, and I was invited to do it. I was invited whenever they sent out those initial things. And by the way, I obviously it's a very sad thing with Scott. I had no idea what was going on. I've never talked to Scott. I've never met Scott. I hate to say, I had no concept of what was going on with any of that. But they sent a thing out to a lot of whiskey tubers about it. And I knew that today was my birthday, and I thought that I was going to be off the grid, and Sarah and I'd be hanging out. I never thought I would actually be live streaming tonight. And I decided over the last day or two that because I didn't stream this past Thursday, and I'm going to be on the road a bunch, I'm like, let me do a pop-up stream. And then tonight, I got an email at some point throughout the day back to all the initial channels that we're going to do the It's Bourbon Night stream. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm scheduling this towards the end of that stream. I felt bad about it. I went ahead and did this stream. Yeah, I'm sure it was a great thing over there with It's Bourbon Night and all the people involved with that. And it's a really sad thing. I really don't even know what was going on with all that. So, anyways, not to make things awkward or whatever, but yeah, I did want to at least address that. Phil, in for 2, says full confidence in your pick. 30s are mint, beats 20s. Enjoy. Thanks, man.
It's true. I agree with that. What is this, by the way? This is
let me smell this real quick.
This is so good.
Oh my jeez.
What is it? I need to know.
Oh.
I know. What is it?
It's one of the best things I've ever tasted.
I know. I need to know what it is.
So when I first tasted that, I thought it was like old Bernheim, like the old Willet stuff.
Yeah.
This was the bonus pour of the last one that Travis did. And this is Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. So we have a Coy Hill.
Yeah.
But that's a single barrel.
Right.
They're released in little 375 bottles, small batch versions, but the proofs were insane. So this is 155 proof. This is like ridiculously hot. And everybody always said these were amazing. They're $1,600 on secondary for a half bottle.
Oh my God.
So
okay.
This is ridiculous.
So this is worth like...
That's like $100. That's like $100. No, actually, you know what?
Oh,
that sample is worth like $125 or something.
Cool.
Something stupid.
Well, here,
Thank you, Travis.
I'll send that.
I was freaking out when I tasted it on the stream.
So good.
Freaking out. I'm pouring it back. I mean, it's so good.
What's the picture on it?
It's me.
It's a picture of you? Why were you hiding that? Why would I?
No, I thought you would see bonus and remember writing a bonus card last week. I don't know.
I write so many cards.
Well, okay.
That's really...
I'm just kidding.
I like that little picture of you, though.
That's at Niagara Falls from that video.
Stretched a little wide.
Yeah. Well, I am stretched a little wide. All right. Are you
Oh, I might take this glass to bed with me.
Yeah.
Smell it. Just kidding.
See you in the
I'm not
morning.
gonna do that.
I'll scrub it out in the morning.
I'm not gonna do that. All right. Well, good job, Matt.
Good job, Matt. Time to get into whiskey nerd stuff now.
Sorry, everybody else.
We're gonna lose a lot of people now that you're leaving, but that's okay.
Not true.
That's okay.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go find the cat.
Okay.
All right.
Night.
Bye.
All right, guys. Now that she's gone, we can
Happy
get.
birthday.
Now that she's gone, we can get crazy. Just kidding. Okay. Sean Holdgrave, hey, you watch it. You watch it, man. Joe says, don't feel bad stuff in Whiskey Stream during it too. Okay. Yeah. I didn't really have any context for what was going on with all of that. BT, what's up, man? Happy BDay, big guy. Thank you. I got you in for 4, man. Greg says we should do all of these live streams in our jammies. Yeah, we should actually. I do have pajama pants on. I'm feeling pretty comfy right now. All right. So the Venmo's been going crazy. Thank you guys for the support. Let me remind you what the giveaway is tonight before we start diving into these kind of, normal live, let's call them standard live stream reviews. We're doing 2 short barrel bottle giveaways. One is a short barrel brand. And by the way, we have a barrel pick secured with short barrel in October of this year. I'll tell you about those in a second. 12-year MGP rye, 129 proof, distillery only. And then the Nulu that I've been raving about that looks like motor oil, I made that short about this. 142.6 proof, 5-year, 10-month. It's young, but it tastes crazy. It tastes like 13th Colony double oaked. This is that seal box pick that they did. So those are the 2 bottle giveaways. One is short barrel brand. One is a short barrel of Nulu. You guys wear pants during this? Sean. Unfortunately. Thanks, Mark Emanecker. Thanks, man. I can't wait to see everybody this week at Pours in the Park. She's so excited. We're really jazzed up about it. So those are the giveaways tonight. Every $5 super chat, Venmo, PayPal, or here in the YouTube stream. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody in the stream. And you know what I need to check? There was a thing that happened last week where someone didn't get the correct number of entries. So I'm going to just be sure to check these along the way to make sure there's no shenanigans with the form auto-generating the incorrect amount of entries for somebody. So before I get into the weeds here with all this, we are good so far. So that's good news. Joe says probably same source as the 13th Colony. Stop. Listen, I've given up. Now that 13th Colony on Sealbox, now that the bourbons as well were stated on those picks as being staved with French oak, the source is disclosed as Indiana, I got no more issues. Like, just personally. I know a lot of people were mad that people were, throwing shade at 13th Colony or whatever, and I count myself among those people. I maybe was a little loose-lipped throughout that whole thing. You live and you learn. You say stupid things on the internet sometimes, and sometimes you double down on them. But now that there's seemingly more transparency with everything going on there, I got nothing to say. If you admit that you're staving these things, that's how you're getting this color. Before they did say they were doing the French oak on the rise, but the bourbons, clearly there was something going on with a lot of those picks being as dark as they were too. Now it seems like they're saying they're French oak staved. That's great. We can just moving on. I don't care. I'm not releasing my big 13th Colony review. I'm just moving on from 13th Colony. That's it. I don't want to talk about it. So, there you go. Tony Bag of Donuts, see it pours. Awesome. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's get into Wild Turkey Master's Keep Triumph. Do a fresh glass for this one. This is I don't know if this is an important review. I mean, it's one of those bottles every year that people want reviews of. I've had a lot of folks ask me about Triumph, and I knew that I was not going to spend $275 on this rye. It's 104 proof. I don't, off the top of my head, know the age of this. I think it might be 10 years. Yeah. Triumph is 10 years old. It's the oldest age-stated rye they've ever released. is what it says here on the Googs. And yeah, we'll see what we're in for here. 104 proof. Oh, Joe, you got that pick. You got the seal box pick. Nice. I'd love to taste it. I'd love to see what the French oak and the heat. I don't know how long they've had those barrels, how long it was in the heat with the stave. Not sure, but I'd love to see what that effect is, and also see if it tastes like the Junkies pick, from last year, which was 10 years old. And it's like, where are they actually getting 10-year whiskey? Because I don't think it was probably not their own distillate. I mean, they've been seemingly sourcing a lot of stuff. So if that was Indiana as well, if it tastes anything like the Junkies pick, then it's going to be amazing. Yeah, Devin. By the way, we're doing a 13th Colony pick in November, and I just got a new Porsche. Yeah, keep dreaming. So I knew that I wasn't going to spend $275 on Triumph out of the gate because Cornerstone was good a few years back. But when I think of the quality of Cornerstone, which maybe was a little younger, I don't know, or maybe it was a blend of ages, there's no way you could convince me to pay $275 for Cornerstone. So this was not a blanket buy, on-site type situation. Okay. Huh. This is very light. What are the... It's a combination of like peaches and sweet cinnamon on the nose. It's like it's like you took white grape peach juice from Welch's. I think it's a Welch's product, right? White grape peach, and you poured like nutmeg and some kind of sweet cinnamon into it. That's what it smells like to me. There's a little bit of a texture to it, almost like a waffle cone. It smells like on the nose. So there's kind of a lot going on here. Like there's a decent amount of oak on this whiskey, but not in a turkey funk way. I don't think this has funk. No. It's a little bit of, again, kind of like that grittier, dirtier profile that we were talking about on the Junkie Sagamore Rise. It's not in the same way, but just the idea of being that kind of gritty, textured profile is here. Oh, very... Ooh. It's there and then it's gone. It does linger with a little bit of like peppery spice on the tongue, but the body and the flavor of the whiskey is kind of fleeting for me. That's not... I've tasted this once before and I think I had a similar reaction. It's almost, you know what it is? Now that I go back to the nose, it's almost scotchy. There's like a maltiness to the nose of this, honey malt type notes. In some ways reminiscent of the A. Overholt Monongahela mash. Some of the same type of honey textured qualities of that are found in this Triumph. What's up, Amy? Hey, Amy, on that spreadsheet that I use, I think last week I may have like fat fingered something and messed it up again. There was one column or one entry that didn't populate the correct number of entries. It populated one less. I don't know if there's an easy way for you to check that, if you could. I know I've done this once before, and I don't know how you fixed it, or I would fix it. But anyways, sorry to ask something of you the minute you jump in here, but I don't want to mess things up tonight. I will double check throughout, and if I need to, manually add, I'll do that as well. Justin says, what a great sample. What a great guy for sending it into you. Yeah, this is from Justin. Thanks, man. He says, Triumph is for a sensitive palate. I agree. This is a very easygoing, you have to start your night with this whiskey, or else be in the mood to, like, sit with something and search through it. It's not going to present itself to you in the way that some other, like, LE type whiskeys would do that. I'm getting a lot of pineapple now. I'm telling you, that scotch that we tried, there are so many similarities to this 1950s scotch that we were just drinking a second ago, with those bright, fresh, crisp fruit notes and kind of that malty character. But then there's also, it almost smells double oaked. Like I was talking about that textured element and It's oaky, but not in a turkey funk way. The oak in here is a little bit young. It's like a little bit of a double oaked young oak profile. Did they re-barrel this stuff? I'm gonna have to enter my age. Come on, Wild Turkey. There we go. 21. I'm just kidding. Come on, all the pop-ups. I hate, join the community. No. No, I'm definitely not going to do that. We laid down the casks with the intention of allowing it to age longer than most. Over the course of their lifetime, we've continued to taste them, allowing the barrels to... Okay, blah, 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 blah. What do they say? The extended maturation helped develop a palate of sweet honey. Okay, clove notes. I'm talking about these, like this nutmeg and white grape peach thing. Transition to dark chocolate, dates, and spice. Mocha, coffee, and black pepper, they say. I could see that, but to me, it's just young oak. Okay, I could go mocha on this. That is not $275 whiskey, though. It's not even close to that. This is $120, maybe. Like, if this was $200 at the old price point, I still wouldn't buy this. So I think if you're gonna do this with a rye, 10-year age statement, that means $100 for me. 10 years per age, per year of age. Add a little for being an LE or whatever, and it's a rye from Wild Turkey that's old, which you don't get all the time. You go to 120. If you want to charge more, you better leave the proof higher. 104, this is too watered down. So this is a pass, an easy pass for me this year on the Master's Keep. And like, when's the last time a Master's Keep wasn't a pass? And the prices have been going up. I would say Unforgotten was pretty good. I think Unforgotten was better than One. I think One was hit and a miss, or swing and a miss, because they were trying to get into all the double oaked stuff like everybody was doing at the time. No, swing and a miss. What was Unforgotten last year? Triumph. Masters Keep 2023. Voyage. Total pass for me. But I'm not a rum person. So Voyage was a pass. One was a pass. Unforgotten was okay. This is a pass. To me, like, this series is getting more expensive and it's falling off. But then you go back to the 17 bottled and bond. That is a badass bottle. The original 17 year is an insane bottle. Probably my favorite of the series, even more than the bottled and bond. Decades, very good. What's the sherry finished? I can't remember the sherry finished name. But that was really good. Cornerstone was kind of a pass. I think they're falling off with this series. They need to bring it back. They need a turnaround like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof has had recently. Turn the ship around, please. Revival, that was the name. That was the name. Yeah, Tim Tam Slam says, glad I didn't spend the money after seeing it for $379. Oh man. I'm glad you didn't buy that at that price either. What did you think about Cornerstone? Cornerstone in a blind was so easy to pick out because it was completely unique. I remember it almost reminding me of a Buffalo Trace product with how honeyed it was, but it was not honeyed in the same way that this Triumph was. The Triumph is in a malty honey way. Cornerstone was in like a grain, like a corn grain honey way instead of malted barley honey way. That's maybe too much of a distinction to make. I don't know, but it'd be hard for me to say without a side by side which one I would prefer. Actually, I don't even want to venture a guess. Tony says, Cam, I'm going to be alone on this, but Russell's 15 is not a 250 bottle. Opened it yesterday, and so I do need to go back to it. First impressions were a letdown. It is interesting. Like, it's interesting to see the mixed reactions to Russell's 15. There's so many people that say it's whiskey of the year. I don't blame anybody for saying that. And for me, it's in the top of what I've tasted this year too. But I will stand by the fact that I don't think it's a perfect whiskey by any means, to the level that people are talking about it as. I do think it's a little tight on the nose, a little tight on the palate. There are flavors that you do not get on modern whiskeys, and I think that's why people are truly in love with it. But, you know, I think secondary falling right now to, it's around 450 on secondary. I hope it continues to fall to 400 or even a little bit under it, and that would be more understandable for me, given the release size, given the quality, the SRP. Well, Gary, I mean, I know the point you're making. You're going SRP on this, but who's finding George T. Stagg for 125? You know, I actually think you have a better chance of finding the Russell's 15 for 250 than you do a George T. Stagg at 125. So SRP to me is not something that I can just blanket make value judgments about whiskey on, because it's so all over the place depending on your market. Say, I'm not sure it'll go down to 350, but I could see it settling at 400. I think 4 to 425 is where we're going to end up. And I'm not, like, looking at everything else that's on secondary and qualities and price points, all things considered, that's not the end of the world if it settles at like 4 to 425. Joe found Russell's for 300. That's a great buy. I'd pay that all day. Amy says, I copied the formula to the bottom. Let me know if you have any. Okay, thanks, Amy. I don't know what I'm doing in this spreadsheet, you know. Okay. Did somebody say something about toasted rye? Yeah, Joe. I do have the Elijah Craig toasted rye. I'm trying to get a review out tomorrow. I haven't filmed it yet, but my goal is to, like, I'm off. I now have no more music gigs until September, till the end of September. So the next, what would that be? Month and a half? The next month and a half for me is all whiskey. So I'm going to try tomorrow midday to shoot that video and get the EC Toasted Rye out tomorrow night. So I'm not going to taste it on the stream tonight just because of that. I want to save that for the review video. Sean says 275. I have water right here. There's a lot to ask. 299 buys you Craig Ellicky 23. Yeah, and I mean, talking scotch might not be as relevant. Just going scotch to rye or scotch to bourbon. I think you should get what you pay for. I agree. Parker says EC Toasted Rye way better than I was expecting. Very good. Okay. We'll see. I'm curious about it. Sladman, is it Scotch Sunday? We did taste a little scotch a second ago with Sarah. That was my contribution this week. We're falling off here with Scotch Sunday. Let's see. What am I missing here in the chat? Okay. Cool. Let's keep it moving. So we have a couple more pours to taste, and we're gonna get into rare character now. Some stuff that I'm really not familiar with. We're gonna do some rare character, then William Larue 2023, and then we'll dive into this final blind flight for the night, which appears to be a 6-pour blind from Travis. So good luck. Small pours tonight. Let's grab a few fresh glasses. Make sure I've got enough moving forward. I may just clear some of these. No, I'm gonna leave those. I'll reuse the 2 here. So first, let's get into 2 rare character. Let's see. This is rare character KBT-10 is the barrel number. KBT-10, it's a 6-year product at 123.42 proof. And this is from Sam in the chat. This is a Bardstown single barrel, but it says mash bill is the same as KBT, 6 years old, so it's 6036-4. So it's like the high rye MGP mash bill, but distilled in Kentucky for both of these. So I think the point here is that these are perhaps the same products. One is the rare character, which doesn't disclose the source exactly. One is Bardstown, which is seemingly the source. And the proofs are very, very close. So let's do this one first. And then we have 2 different barrels of rare character KOA. And I'm going to tell you what, the KOAs are pretty wild. I've already tasted those. I haven't tasted these yet. All right. Let's finally start getting into these Venmos. Thank you for the super chats, guys, for the birthday wishes, and for jumping in on the live stream and on the giveaway and everything like that. So we've got a lot of stuff in here. We're going to start with Justin Potts. In for 15 entries. Jesus, man. $75 super chat. Says, happy B-Day, buddy. Thank you, man. I can't say cheers and take a sip for everybody or else I'm going to be completely obliterated. But in my mind, I'm doing that. My intent is that. Christopher S. In for 10. Got you for 2 entries. Says, giveaway entry. Thanks, man. Travis, the man of the hour with this flight that's going to be coming up here. Getting you halfway to 27-gallon tote to get your floor whiskey contained, my friend. The floor whiskey is out of control right now. Out of control. Calvin B. Thanks, man. I got you for 4. $20 super chat says birthday raffle. Jason Zell with 10 entries. Good Lord. Thank you, Jason. Keeping it short and sweet. Gary H. is in for 1 entry, says Nulu, with the little coffee cup. We did have an espresso at the end of our meal tonight. End of the birthday meal. It's like, hey, we got to go live stream. We got to do a little espresso at the end. Matt T. for 2 entries says best birthday wishes. Thank you, sir. Let's do 3 more here. Scott Millward in for 4. Says happy birthday. Oh, and for the pick. Hope you enjoy it. Even though we clearly didn't pick the best barrel. Oh, geez. In the moment we did. We did what we could in the moment. William Davilar with 8 entries. Thank you, man. And finally, Robert Livingston. We'll get back and start catching up with the others as we get into this KBT tasting from Rare Character and the Bardstown equivalent, seemingly. Robert Livingston in for 2 says giveaway. Thank you. All right. The Pecker House. Nice name. Says, oh shit, happy birthday, man. Orlando, what's up, man? KOA Hazmat, 8-year plus Kentucky bourbon. 8-year plus Kentucky bourbon for KOA. Are they all hazmat? Yeah, both of these are hazmat. And then KBT is 72 1810. Bardstown. Oh, Bardstown Bourbon Company bourbon aged in Kentucky. So, is that confirmed that they're 72 1810? Because if so, then this is not the same mash bill between this Bardstown single barrel and the KBT. Let me know, man. You know more about this than I do. I know you're an expert on this stuff. All right, so let me taste this is the Rare Character KBT. Ooh. It's so weird. I promise I'm not just in a like palate mode tonight or nose mode or whatever. Like, this has a lot of the same notes that the Triumph had, that this Scotch had. This is bright fruitiness. This is powdered sugar donut, though. There's a big powdered sugar sweetness on this. You know what this has? This has that gasoline note that I get from the Bardstown Bottled and Bond Black Label Weeder. For some reason, I get a gasoline note. I get it on this this KBT Rare Character as well. There's a lot of other stuff in here that I like. There's a little light nuttiness, and I don't know exactly what it is. If it's cashew or it's not quite peanut. It's a little fattier. MJ says Prime Barrel member here. KOA 029 is 7521.4. 8-year, 11-month, 140 proof. And so the KOAs are rumored to be Barton. Because I know Barton distills some of these mash bills that we don't typically associate. We usually think 74-18-8 from Barton. But I know they have this mash bill which looks like an MGP mash. Everything's getting so convoluted now with all of these different contract distilleries and stuff like that that's going on in the industry. Like, mash bills are getting so spread out and copied and slightly altered that I think if people aren't transparent, we'll just really never know where these things come from. Or possibly Willet. Yeah, I guess it could be Willet too. But first, we're on this KBT, which does smell like Bardstown Bourbon Company. It really does. $123.42. Very white pepper spice on this, on the palate. This is definitely not my profile. I can respect why people like this whiskey and understand it. This is not my profile. This is like sappy and bright, very young feeling and peppery, astringent, kind of like lemon oil kind of notes. This is actually, you said Willet, and we were talking about KOAs and the possibility of that maybe being Willet. This KBT has elements that remind me of Bardstown Bourbon Company, and also it does kind of remind me of Willet in some ways, with the strong cinnamon, brightness, that interesting nuttiness in here. So this is not really up my alley, this one. Let me taste this Bardstown Single Barrel, which is 60-36-4, also 6 years, also around 120 proof. Oh, totally different on the nose. Totally different on the nose. Yeah, I would have a hard time believing that's the same. But if you told me the mash of the KBT Rare Character, while still being Bardstown Bourbon Company, is a little bit different, then I would believe that maybe they're from the same place, but possibly different mash bills or different yeast strains or something along those lines. Huh. But I'm telling, KBT really reminds me of Willet for some reason. It really does. But either way, it doesn't matter where it's from. That Rare Character KBT is not from me. So I'm going to pour that back and revisit this another day. Who sent the info on... Sam says, I have the pick of the mash bill. Settle down. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Yeah, if these are the same, that would be a crazy difference of barrels. It would be so different that I almost couldn't believe it. But stranger things have happened. So I'm not going to pretend like that is not a possibility. I like the Bardstown 60-36-4 way better. And I love this mash from Bardstown Bourbon Company. MGP championed this mash bill. And a lot of us are getting like these 10-year, 11-year picks right now of the 60-36-4 from Dark Arts and from other places. It's good. And Bardstown making this mash bill and making it just as well as MGP is very impressive. Oh, it's so good. All right. So we're going to reuse these glasses for the KOAs now. And I'm not really somebody that's gotten into Rare Character and wanted to nerd out about all the barrel codes and where they're sourced from. It's such a rabbit hole. And I'm so interested in going to Rare Character, and I need to email those guys and see if we could arrange a pick. I think it would be fantastic. But I'm not really interested in keeping up with everybody on trying to get the latest barrel from here and there, because they're not cheap, especially on secondary. They're hard to get a hold of in a lot of cases, and there are so many of them going around that it would just be a money pit for me. My addictive personality would have a hard time. Randy Livingston pouring the Middle West Drums and Drams wheat whiskey. Oh, it's a great pick. I'm not trying to hype myself on that. I just think it was a very underrated pick when we dropped it, and now a lot of folks have a little bit of FOMO on that one. Let's see. Anthony James sipping a KRY from Rare Character. Now they are doing some awesome sourcing. It's so all over the place for me. Generally very good from Rare Character. Not a lot of complete misses. Like this KBT for me is a complete miss. But I'm not saying that that's the fault of whoever picked those barrels. Whether from Rare Character picking from a broker or from a distillery, or the person actually picking this barrel from Rare Character. I don't think it's their fault. It's just not my profile. So I'm not going to count that against Rare Character just because I'm averse to that profile. Jose says, happy birthday, Cam. I won the last giveaway. Thanks for the awesome, the samples. They were awesome. Sent to Venmo for tonight. Thank you, man. I'll get the Venmo here in just a second. We're going to keep catching up on those. Flatvan says, I would do rude things for a backup with the Middle West Spirits pick. They're all gone, man. Breakage bottles are all gone too, but we'll see down the road if I have one bottle that I could let go out of my collection before I get to the point where I'm starting to dip into the ones that I know I want to keep sealed for the future. So we'll see. Maury, I tasted this earlier, man, but I still have half an ounce of it. Sarah and I both tasted this early on in the stream. So just, you can rewind it later, but I saved half of it so I can taste it maybe with you or at least on a micro batches Zoom hang maybe next month. Richard says, haven't tried anything from Rare Character yet other than their collaboration with Rarebird 101 on Pride of Anderson County. I don't see their stuff around here often. When I do, it is overly marked up. Yeah. I haven't tried any of the Pride of Anderson County stuff. I would imagine I'm not going to get to try that. I don't know how many of those are actually going to end up doing, like if it's an ongoing line or not. I'm definitely interested in it. And the fact that Turkey let those barrels go is pretty cool. All right, a few more super chats here. The last one is Robert Livingston. Let me get Jimmy Shirley in here. In for 4, says he's Whiskey Rambler. Happy birthday and congratulations on your continued success. Early wake-up call, but wanted to catch as much as I can. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh, my God, Guy. Okay, so Guy with 26 entries, $130 super chat. Wow, thank you, man. Happy birthday. Hope it's been a good one. It's been a good day. It was busy earlier. I was trying to, still trying to catch up on some channel things just behind the scenes. And then a great birthday dinner. Dude, thank you. Wow. Jeez. All right, Sam. In for 5 entries. Says, happy birthday. Thank you, man. Leo Ruth in for 3 entries. Says, happy birthday. Thank you. And Dan Pacifico. Dan Pack in for 2. Live stream, happy birthday. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Scott says, in for 2, cheers, happy birthday. Hopefully the birthday gods give me one of those bottles for my 39th birthday. Oh, we share a birthday, man. Awesome. Happy birthday to you. Somebody that I was playing a gig with last night, my buddy Justin, also has the same birthday. So, Randy Livingston, did you not to cutting myself off here. Randy Livingston, did you super chat in 2 places, or am I all mixed up here? I thought I already got you in. Did I skip over people? Oh, Robert Livingston and Randy Livingston. That's okay. I'm like, what's going on right now? Felt like I was tripping out. That's right. Robert Livingston, I have. And Randy Livingston is up next. Okay. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I share a birthday with the guy that I was gigging with last night. And we stayed up till midnight at the bar that we were at in the hotel after our gig. And so they all sang happy birthday at midnight, and they bought us tequila shots, which I could have done without, but it was a nice gesture. Haven't done a tequila shot in a long time. Randy Livingston says happy birthday. Thank you. Let's do 3 more here. Lee Griffin. And then we'll move on to these KOA barrels from Rare Character. Lee Griffin in for 4 says shorts raffle. The old short barrels. Thanks, Lee. Michael Carter says live stream giveaway is in for 2. And finally, Ryan Kennerson. Mr. Copperwolf in for 4. Says happy birthday. All right, we're getting there. We're almost back to the top. We're almost caught up. Sort of. People are still throwing... Okay. Well, you guys are being too generous tonight. Randy says, only sent a comment on here. I didn't know YouTube kept 30% until you mentioned it, so I sent through Venmo. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's right. I pulled your comment up, but then I read Robert Livingston's name, and then I got all mixed up between you guys. Okay. So these are the two. If anybody is familiar with these KOAs, I have KOA 14 and KOA 3. And these are both from Sam. So on your left is going to be KOA 3 at 140 proof even. And on your right will be KOA 14 at 140.8. So these are hazmats. These are 8-year bourbons from Kentucky, 8+ year. So let's see what this is all about. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, man. Terry, I'll get to you on PayPal. I'll get over to PayPal. Let's do it right now. Because I think maybe you're the only person that's PayPal tonight. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's see. Terry Powers, $25 super chat in for 5, says tacos. You know me too well. I love Bakersfield tacos in Columbus. Can't get enough. Thanks, man. All right. Jesse, I just tasted 1 KBT. Sam says KOA 3 is the... So KOA 3 on your left is the Baytown pick. KOA 14 is the Just Bottles pick, both from New York. Cool. So let's do KOA 03 first. Let me just quickly nose. These are night and day from these the KBT pour that I just had. These smell ridiculously good. If I could have a... So, like, the way that I think about things now, like, if I saw this on a shelf and I knew what this smelled and tasted like, I would clear the shelf of these, depending on the price. This is ridiculous whiskey, just on the nose. Then I always think about, like, man, if we came across a barrel like I'm smelling right now on a theoretical future rare character pick, I'd be jumping for joy. I'd be freaking out that we found a barrel like this. These both smell so good. Oh my God. KOA 03, 8 year, 7 month, 140. This smells like pure chocolate to me. It smells like this Nulu short barrel, actually. It's like, how do you even quantify this? Chocolate waffles almost. And then like Hershey's syrup. Like huge cinnamon spice in here too. It smells like a short barrel. I don't know what the bottle count was on KOA 03. If you told me this was under 80 bottles, I'd believe you. It smells like a short barrel. And people are saying that this stuff is Barton. If Barton can smell like this, we are in for some serious trouble. This is crazy. That is lights out whiskey. That's end your night whiskey. It's Friday night pour whiskey. So this is the thing about rare character for me. It's like that KBT is so not up my alley. And this KOA is so far up my alley that, wow. That's insane. That's insane. It makes me so happy that things like this exist. Wow. Richard Shockley, thank you for the super chat. I'll get you in for 2 more here. It says, in for 2 more, hard not to do with 12-year short barrel rye at stake. Don't know much about the Nulu. No matter which one you get, you will not be disappointed. Trust me. Oh my God, this KOA. Wow. Yeah, it is birthday whiskey. That's true. Totally. Okay, on to KOA 14. 4 months older and slightly higher proof. Interesting. Similar profile on the nose. Less intense chocolate there's more fruit on this nose to round it out. So there's more of like a... That's interesting. So it does have the chocolate base. It's just as dark as the other KOA. This introduces a fruit note, and usually it would come off to me and I'd be like, it's probably like a cherry note, because when the whiskey's this dark, you think the fruit that's going to be added is like a cherry note. This is watermelon. It's like watermelon, strawberry, and chocolate. So very bright and then very, very dark. Totally different, and a little more vanilla on this. Whereas the KOA 03 is just pure darkness on the nose. Color-wise, speaking of darkness, oh wow. 03 is way lighter. KOA 14 is super dark whiskey. So that doesn't track with the profiles. Huh. A little flatter on the palate for the higher proof one. And a little more grain. So it's still super dark. But to me, this is the easy win is KOA 03. Lighter color, much darker profile, and the intensity is out of this world. And it tastes like a short barrel. That is so crazy. These, not that the other one is bad, but the 03 is very good. Both of these are $200 whiskeys easy in my book. $200 to $250. Like, I would pay that for both of these whiskeys. They're so good. Maybe $200 for 14 and $250 for 03 at the high end. These are fantastic whiskeys. I can't believe that 8 years old is crazy. Sam says, do I buy a third bottle of KOA for $300? I don't know, man. I mean, it depends which pick, I guess. If you've tasted it before, like, I would consider that for this KOA 03, but I still wouldn't. I can't say I might. I can't say I would do it. I think $250 at most for me. MJ says our KOA 29 was put up against 2012 and 14 GTS and ECBP batch 6, held its own. I could believe that. It was only beat by the old ECBP. I can believe that. 2014 GTS is a little bit of a hot GTS for me. I remember we opened that in Bardstown with Toshi, which was very cool. I haven't had 2012 GTS, but I could believe one of these beating 2014. The ECBP makes sense. That's going to have a little bit more age to it, richness, dusty note. That tracks. Let's see. Jeremy says your wheat whiskey pick is pure fire, so good. And Jeremy, knowing your palate and some of the stuff that you've sent me and that you like, and sometimes we like the same things, and sometimes you like some of those craftier things that I'm not into, or not as into, maybe like the Union Horse and stuff like that. To me, it makes a lot of sense that wheat whiskey pick would be up your alley. But it's also been interesting to see, because the wheat whiskey pick doesn't have necessarily a craftiness to it, but it does have something that's just different. And it's been kind of cool to see a lot of bourbon purists who don't drink craft, don't drink scotch or American single malt, really get into that wheat whiskey pick like hardcore, even though that's not their typical profile. That's been kind of a cool thing to see. MJ says our bottle was $150 for members. Wow. Very cool. I don't know anything about Prime Barrel, but that's very cool. Andrew W., I have a high respect for your palate, your content, and your overall opinions. Thank you. Why make a collab with... Oh, jeez. I don't know if you're joking or not. I love the Bourbon Junkies. Those are, like, two of the best guys. They're just great people. And, like, their content is not for everybody, but nobody's content is for everybody. We do so much nerdy crap on this channel. That's why there's not even 9,000 subscribers here, you know? We've built a tight-knit community of whiskey nerds, mostly, in the Patreon. So I don't know if you're joking or not, but it doesn't even matter if you are. I love the Junkies, and they're good friends of mine and just really, really good people. You know, fun to be around. We have the best hangs, and it's fun to give each other shit all the time. So That's why. Gary says 22 GTS is heaven. I'm with you except for the grassy note on the finish. Otherwise, I'm with you. It's very good. But I'm being picky about that. Buck McAntlerson. Let me get... Give me one sec, guys. Sorry, guys. Usually Sarah falls asleep like immediately. She's in bed by 9:30 every night, so I heard in the bathroom. I thought she might have been like sick or something, so she's good. Buck McAntlerson, let me get you in here for one entry. Thank you. Says McKenna 10 on the Glencairn now. Wilderness Trail Family Reserve Cask Store Pick on deck. Enjoy your reviews. Thank you. So I get you a whiskey tuber that looks at you like Cam looks at Dan. Yeah, we're not even going to touch that. Andrew says, semi-joking. Okay, I never know. But no, the Junkies, I'd like to think that those two guys and Matt Porter, for me, have just been great friends, great inspirations, great collaborators, just in every way. I just love those guys, you know, so... Phil says, you riff well with Dan. I enjoyed the previous vid. Still waiting for Sean to be fired. But Sean has the good palate. What's up, Darrell? 21 GTS is all that matters. I agree with you. I agree. The mystery GTS. The GTS that never was. First sip of bourbon since Tuesday. Our blend isn't too bad after all. Smelled good and tasted good. Oh, that's good news, Jeb. Okay, where are we going next? These KOAs are insane. I want so many bottles of these. Buck McAntlerson says 22 GTS is the only one I own or have even tasted. Had a 23 but sold it to a buddy. You made the right call. 23, get that out. You know, especially if you're like trading it at secondary values or selling it at secondary value. Like, get that out of the house. It's not worth it. Kind of a mess. 22 is much better, but I still would go back to 2018. 2018 was the last epic batch. 2020 is like benchmark, modern, clean GTS profiles 2020. 19, fine, you know, lower proof. 18 is the last great batch, and it's completely underrated. Darrell, KOA is apparently Barton, 75-21-4, so the same mash as like low rye MGP. It's 8.5-ish years old. They're hazmat picks, unfinished, I think, and they're just pure chocolate. It's crazy. They taste amazing. They taste like short barrels. Randy, Cam's pick tastes the worst on the way back up. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Justin, is the KOA better than the TKO? They're completely different beasts. TKO is so bright, strawberry Pop-Tart, fruity and delicious, and then the KOA is just chocolate sauce. So without having them side by side, I can't really say that I have a preference. Justin also, super excited to see everyone next weekend. Me too, man. And so happy with the community you've built. Thanks, man. Yeah, the community here is amazing. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. It helps out a bunch. We do have the giveaway going tonight. We'll probably draw for the giveaway. Here's what we'll do, because we're going a little bit late. Of course we are. I have the William LaRue to taste, and then we'll get into this blind flight. I'm feeling great right now, too, in terms of consumption. Like, palate is on. So this is going to be a good blind flight, I think, after just one more pour of this WLW. We'll do the giveaway at 11 p.m. Eastern time, so in about 12 minutes. We'll let people get out of here if they want, but I will do this blind flight tonight. You know, some folks are going to watch the replay after they get out of here and, you know, wake up for work in the morning. They'll watch the replay tomorrow, and some people will just watch the replay generally. But 6 pour blind flight at the end of this, and it's going to be a fun one, I think. Adam, we've already gone through now all the rare character bottlings. But yeah, we just did 3 of them plus a Bardstown single barrel to compare to the KBT rare character. Marshall, 2019 GTS is good. It's just not, to me, it's not a great batch. It doesn't stand out in any way, but it's really good whiskey. Whereas I think the 2020 is a benchmark for me with that kind of clean profile. But then you go back only 2 years of 2018, and you get like the intense, semi-dusty, like gritty GTS that, in my mind, is what popularized that brand from a flavor perspective, not just a scarcity perspective. So it's crazy to me that between those 2 years, the 19 is the transition bottle, before COVID even. You know, before everybody's stocks started to get weird with demand increasing from us being at home and all drinking too much. That in between those, you get that really low proofer that kind of gets a lot of hate. It's a really interesting thing for me. And then 21, and there's no GTS. Like, I think 2018 was the last of the greats. Jeb, you did miss Columbus's best barrel picker on here earlier. Except we've now identified that neither of us are that good, and Matt Porter is the champion. But we all knew that. All right, let me grab a few more super chats here, guys. We're gonna start with Alan Maloney. In for 4, $20 super chat, says happy birthday, dude. Thank you. All right, we got James in here for 2. He says in for 2. There we go. Justin Potts with another one. In for 10 entries. Damn, dude, thank you. Jeez. Help pay for the BDay dinner. It was a little, you know. Look up Butcher and Rose. Butcher and Rose. Brand new restaurant in Columbus. That's where we went tonight. So cool, but so expensive. And thanks to Sarah for buying dinner tonight, and her mom for a couple of gift cards. It was an awesome dinner. Lawrence Chang, thank you, man, for 6 entries. Says 30 for 30. Yeah, $30 for 30 years. Happy birthday, my dude. Team Vanilla, hashtag Team Sweaty Foot. I'm with you on both. I am calling a lot of sweaty foot and cheese notes in whiskey recently, so we are on a roll. Chris Keller in for 2, says July 28 raffle. Thanks, man. All right, Walker is jumping in for 20 entries, $100 super chat. That's some serious stuff. Thanks, man. I enjoyed your email last night, Walker. I really did. I think 2 of them, actually. Kyle, and I'm sorry I haven't responded. I'm hit or miss with responses on things. You know that, though. You know how kind of manic I can get. Kyle McDowell in for 4, says happy birthday, Cam. Thank you, man. Joe is in for, Joe W, that is, in for 5. Happy B-Day. And let's do 2 more. Justin Potts with another 10 entry. Dude, Justin, thank you, man. But, you know, go buy yourself an Old Fitz 13 VVS for this price, you know? Make it worth it. Thanks, man. He says Wagyu is expensive. Yes, it was. Jose, last one for right now, in for 5, says entries for giveaway. Happy birthday. Thanks for the last giveaway. They were amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I don't remember what you won, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay. And then 2 more here in the chat. Buck McAntlerson says, feeling the pressure. Gotta add 1 more. I got you. Thanks, man. And then BT, another 4. Let's do this. Happy birthday. Thanks, BT. Oh, jeez. I almost exited out of the window. How did I do that again? What buttons am I clicking right now? BT. In for 4. There we go. We're good. All right. So, Dorello. Jeremy says bad at responses, ... What are you saying? What are you saying, Jeremy? I know I'm have I missed something from you, man? Because I'm really trying to keep up. Oh, are you talking about your thing up here? Sorry. I don't know if it was like an email I missed. I am trying to keep up. As the channel is growing so fast, I'm going to hit a point where I just can't answer everything. I'm starting to get worried about it because I feel guilty about it. Anyways, have a sample 23 WLW, going to port when you do. So right now we're getting into this. Never had WLW. Oh, wow. So this will be your first time. Big thanks to a Patreon member for the sample. I think I probably know who sent this to you. It could be the same person that sent it to me. And that person is a very generous person, Guy. Noah P, let me get you in here, man. For one, thank you for the super chat. Says, how much better different is the 08 or 09 GTS than the 2018? That is so hard to say, having not done them side by side. I would say to memory, there's a clear difference just with regards to depth and the level of dustiness on the profile. But then when I think about price point, and you're going to pay at least $1,000 more for an 08 or 09, get the 2018. Like, just stick with the 18. And if you're going to go 08 or 09, I may have made the wrong call on me saying that 08 is better than 09. I think I probably made the wrong call on that. Because when I did the GTS flight on that video where I did, was it 23, 20, 8, 9, 10, I think, the 5 vintages. 08 came out on top. Palette fatigue set in very fast on 5 different GTSs, with a lot of them being hazmat. I think 09 is probably the better of the bunch. Darrell, Cam, you usually go ham on a couple samples before epic stuff. Have you resampled said bottles and noticed a difference on a clean palette? I honestly have only tried epic stuff prior, unless blinded. Yeah, I mean, I think I've tried it. It just really depends on the situation, I guess. So is there something tonight in particular, or is there anything you're thinking in particular? Because for me, my palate takes a little while to warm up, and there's a sweet spot. Right now, I've been in my palate sweet spot for like 30 minutes, I feel like. The beginning of the stream with the blind that we did of the Evernorths, my palate was not on. Like, it takes me a little while to get set up for it. So I would say right now I'm in a really good spot of identifying notes, analytical perspective. You know, I think halfway through the blind that I'm about to do of the 6 pours, I'm going to start slipping. It's just interesting to, but it's almost a thing where, like, I'm not trying to glorify alcohol in this way, but it's the same thing with, like, being creative. If you sit down and I have, like, 2 drinks when I'm trying to be creative and write something, whether it's, like, musically or even writing, like, an essay or like a persuasive, like, something I'm creative, right? Whatever the case may be, I'm writing a grant or I don't know. After 1 or 2 drinks, sometimes, like, I am a little bit more open to ideas, I guess. And then if you keep drinking, you completely fall off of that. But I think there's a sweet spot, and my palate operates the same way. So, all right. So let's see. Darrell says, I asked because the WLW you'll be drinking. Just didn't know if those samples you had prior would take away from the taste. Yeah, I don't think so, but we'll see. I've tasted this sample before, so I do have a frame of reference for it at least. All right. So it's actually coming through to me clearly on the nose. The nose of this, caramelized orange in a Weller wheated way, if that makes sense. There's that sweet wheat character to this that you get from Buffalo Trace products and Weller products. but it's caramelized orange. It's very honeyed. Tobacco notes for sure in the background. This is super bright. It's crawling up my nostrils. It's uncomfortably hot. The 2023 WLW, it's 133.6 proof. And it just smells hot to me. Lots of ethanol and bright peppery spice. But underneath it, there are really nice notes to this. Jesse, do you have the same one that I have by chance? I don't know how many barrels are floating around out there, but curious what the stats are on yours. Yeah, so this is kind of the same impression I had of the WLW. I think it was a week ago maybe that we did. Let me look. Was it exactly a week ago? We did a Zoom hang in the Patreon, and I think that's when I tasted this, was on that Zoom hang. I said giveaway at 11. We're going to extend it maybe 5 minutes or so here, 5 to 10, so I can get through this pour. That's hot. Man. And drying. 133.6 is intense, but it's not end of the world kind of proof, and this drinks hotter. And this drinks like a hazmat to me. That's what I said last time too. And I wondered if tonight would be any different with the sample, like had a little air in it and having these pours up, ahead of time. It's intense. And like for me, I've been really spoiled over the last 12 to 18 months of being able to taste a lot of WLWs from Toshi in particular, but also from some other folks. And so I know that WLW does not always come off crazy hot. And then also tasting the Spiritus Fermenti from the pre-Prohibition line, Buffalo Trace, that we did up at the Junkies from Nick Jones. That, I believe, was the weeded. It might have been 110 proof or something. That sounds right. 110 proof weeded. And so, like, I've had really high-end, higher proof weeders from Buffalo Trace that don't drink this hot, which tells me that this is just a hot batch. It's not bad, but it's not something where I would be chasing this down on secondary. So I'm going to throw a little water in it. And that brings out so much richness on the nose, even just that little bit of water. And it brings it down to where I like WLW to drink, which just is almost like, it's almost like Boston cream donut sweetness on the nose now. Yeah, I like the water helps it so much. There's still a little tinge of ethanol, but you just got to add a little water to it, and I think it does come into focus a bit more. So, good, not great. That's a bottle that, if I found that, I know what secondary value is like on these WLWs. I can honestly say that I would not pay more than $300 for that bottle. Just at like where it's at now, having to work with it with water. I just that's the price that sticks in my head. Noah says 22 is better. I don't think I had the 22 actually. Jeremy says your wheat whiskey pick beats this for me. Dude, that's a strong claim, but I'll take it. And I think that wheat whiskey pick is maybe just more cohesive. Profiles are going to be probably pretty different between the two, but I think just more a cohesive pour. Jesse says it's the prime barrel pick that we were talking about earlier with MJ. Jeremy, crayon. Oh, man. power of suggestion, but I'm with you. Okay, and you say crayon. I don't know if I'm just in the realm of like kids things now, but then part of me was like maybe a little Play-Doh almost on the nose. Huh. But not hot. Brandon says need to pick 100% malted wheat next time you're up. Dude, maybe. Are they all toasted finished? Because I think I remember them being finished. I'm so interested in the Sagamore bourbons that you guys, I don't know how many of these you have, or I really don't know what else you guys have. We just went through the Ryes and a couple of the other things. Brandon, dude, let's do a pick. Let's do another pick. Let's do it on let's do it on Thursday. Just pull a couple barrel samples. Let's just do it. That would actually be kind of fun. I mean, I'm not trying to add more to your plate. You have the frickin' whole Exodus release. I just want more Evernorth whiskey. All right, let's get into a blind flight. But first, we have to do this giveaway. So let me make sure there's no one else that came in. I'm going to get the rest of these Venmo Super Chats. I'm going to check PayPal. Oh, he says, no, only finishing. Oh, I thought the malted wheats, I thought they had like, you know, the chain staved, whatever. I thought they were staved. Oh, man. Okay. I think PayPal is good. I'm just going to go through and check. If anybody has any last minute entries, I'm not encouraging you because you've been unbelievably generous tonight for these two bottles. These two, a short barrel product and a short barrel barrel. Thank you all. All right, so PayPal is good. Let's grab these Venmos. Last of the bunch. Starting with Dan H. In for 8. Thank you, man. Says Super Chat. Alfonso Soto. In for 2. Says giveaway. Thanks, man. Jesse is jumping in for 2 as well. Oh, look. Jeb is jumping in for Super Chat. Says, not a Livingston. You mean your last name was not Jeb Livingston? Justin, another Super Chat, dude. Thank you, man. Says, did I mention Wagyu is expensive? Yeah. Oh, I know. We did a Wagyu flight. It was pretty wild. Australian, American, and Japanese. Crazy. All right, and I think this is the last one. Marshall in for 4. Says, happy birthday. Thanks, guys. This is going to be a ridiculous... I don't even want to look at how many entries this is because it's going to be a crazy number. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy number. Probably the most Super Chats we've ever had in one night. So, thank you. Brandon says, Nick's pick had French oak steak. That might be what I'm thinking of. Because I think I maybe tasted that. In the tasting room. American 4, which I haven't tasted, was in New Char... 2 barrel with toasted heads. The rest are just straight. Oh. Okay. So you guys, on the Wagyu, Sarah and I have had Japanese Wagyu before a couple of times. We like it rare more than we like it medium rare. The flight had so we split it up also. We did the ultimate side by side. She got rare and I got medium rare on all of them. So American, Australian, Japanese. They were 3 different cuts. So it was a cool thing to be able to trade back and forth on the side-by-sides. The Japanese is like dessert. It's so buttery and it melts in your mouth. But I can't eat more than 2 ounces of Japanese Wagyu, maybe 3 ounces. We had 3-ounce cuts of each. 3 ounces was hard to eat because it's so rich. It's almost too much. So my favorite was the Australian. And I don't remember what the cut was of the Australian. I'd have to go back and look. I'll just look real quick. Whatever. Why not? This should be pretty quick. Here we go. it was... Oh, it doesn't... Oh, no, here it is. It was so the Australian Wagyu Flight. It was Australian Tenderloin, Japanese A5, and USA Rib Cap. So the Australian Tenderloin was the winner for me. It had this gaminess and this intensity on the especially on the kind of like, you know, what do you want to say? I'm not a meat person. So I don't know. I don't grill meats and smoke meats and stuff. But like the outside, whatever. What do you want to call that? Like it was very like it was very caramelized and like intense and gamey on the outside, and it had the strongest flavor on the Australian. I don't know how to talk about it. I'm not a reviewer of Wagyu cuts, but it was so good. I thought the Australian was the one that I could have an entire steak of, and it would be great. The Japanese was like dessert, and the American was just somewhere in between. It was fine. Jeremy, what barrel? I could figure that out if I went back and looked at the proof. I think it was barrel 2 or 3, if I remember, but I don't know exactly which off the top of my head. So in some ways, the Japanese was the best, but in other ways, I couldn't eat a full meal of it, and it was just more of like a treat. All right. Anyways, let's do the giveaway tonight. So Amy said that I think everything should be good on this sheet now. I'm going to scroll up real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. I got Buck McAntlerson, Noah, BT was in again. There we go. Yeah, I think we're good. So we have 247 entries. I think that's the most we've ever had. Yeah, that is pretty insane. And I've been really emotional about Drums and Drams the last couple of days after the Evernorth pick sold out so fast, and like I made some big sappy post on Facebook, you know, posted it in the Patreon, and people were just really nice about it and everything. So I'm not going to get all emotional tonight, but thank you guys. This channel is fundamentally changing my life and Sarah's life. So it's really been amazing. So thanks for the support and all the birthday wishes and everything. So we still have a blind flight to do after this. So I don't know which degenerates are going to stick around afterwards for that, but we're going to do it because we got to do it. I told Travis I'd do it before Pours in the Park. All right, let me share my screen with you. Get this pulled up. We're 2 hours in. There we go. So check out from top to bottom. So we're going to go Randall Erickson down to Guy. And then let's see if this is going to... Oh my God, there's so many of these. We're going to have to do this in... I'm going to have to change the zoom percentage. Let's go 118. So if we go Randall down to Leo... And then Leo... Yeah, this will be okay. We will be okay here. Because I know that I can check the bottom ones and we'll be fine. So from Randall down to Leo, check your entries. Remember, your name's on the left. Number of entries on the right is your dollar amount divided by 5. So Randall had a $20 super chat divided by $5 is 4 entries, which gives him 4 entries over here, auto-populating in this column. Thank you, Amy, for the spreadsheet magic. So if you entered multiple times, your name will appear multiple times. It's not all going to be combined into one entry. So Justin Potts entered multiple times, and his name will be here probably 3 times or so. So check from Randall down to Leo, then we'll do the next round in about 40 seconds or so from Leo to the bottom of the spreadsheet. Jeremy says, sticking around because I just like the pain. You're such a masochist, dude. Travis, no, we're doing it. We're doing it. I feel great, and, you know, we're in it. And it's the birthday, dude. Birthday celebration with the blind flight, and no more gigs for the summer. Coming back in the fall with the symphony. So I'm excited. And I said I would do your blinds before Pours in the Park, and I wanted to make sure I did. Sarah wrote the cards earlier, too. Rob asks, what's up, man? Jesse says, I did a blind flight of all 3 River Roots, Drums and Drams Ryes, plus Chunky Funky blend. First pass, Funky benefited from first sip advantage. Second pass, pick number 1 edged it out. All are great. I'm with you, man. Oh, Jeremy says, meaning work will suck tomorrow, not you, man. Either way, you know. All right, let's keep going. Down here from Leo. Right below Leo is Dan. And then we're going to go Dan down to Justin on, I think, his final entry. The only one below that is Marshall, and I know that Marshall is fine. We got him for 4. Let's get this. Come on, there we go. Dan down to Justin. Check your entries, please. And I'll take the scrolly thing away on the screen. All right. I'm going to start unwrapping some of these samples. I don't know how loud this is going to be on the microphone. If this is abrasively loud, let me know and I'll mute my mic. I know this microphone can be kind of sensitive. All right. We have 5 more to go, so you tell me. Randall says, don't care if I lose the draw. This was cheaper than taking the wife to dinner. Well, thankfully tonight my wife took me to dinner. Unwrapping ASMR. That's funny. That's funny. Joe says, we virtually watch other people drink whiskey. We are degenerates by nature. Look, man, I get it. I used to religiously watch Jason and Matt and the Junkies. Richard says, who wrapped these samples? Travis in the chat. Buck McAnderson says, my first time entering the giveaway tonight. Thought I'd wait till the world record number of entries to give it a shot. Wow, this is intense. This one's intense. Yeah, this was certainly the most intense, generous stream. This is crazy. So, all right, we got everybody accounted for. It seems like. So let's do the giveaway real quick. Random.org. We're gonna copy it in here. Boom, from Randall all the way down to Marshall at the end. We're gonna do 7 times. Top winner. I don't know what I said earlier, but we'll just say it now. Top winner gets the Nulu. Second place, no duplicate winners. Second place gets the short barrel. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Buck McAnderson in first place on spin 6, man. All right. Boom. We got Justin Potts, and Lawrence Chang with the wins. And then Justin again, and then Guy. So thank you all so much. Justin, I'm just going to hand deliver this Nulu to you, man. I'll just bring this to Michigan. So we'll just we'll have a little handoff in Michigan. By the way, I finally killed a bottle last night. Thank you all so much. God, I got something in my throat. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel tonight. I guess I can't breathe properly. Thank you for supporting the channel and for the birthday wishes and everything else. This has been pretty crazy. So we're going to do a blind flight to celebrate, and then we're going to wrap this up probably in another 40 minutes or something. We'll see. I'll try to be quick on the blind flight. Good God. I finally killed this last night as a little kind of celebration pour. I've had this 2021 King of Kentucky for 2.5 years. I got it Valentine's Day 2022 is when we opened it. And So it pretty much made it almost exactly 2.5 years. Travis says, can you bring me those 2 items in your hand? I'll pay you. The tube and the bottle? Sure. You don't have to pay me if you want them. You doing like arts and crafts with that stuff? I know some people make like lamps out of the bottles, or like I've seen that thing online where people will like break the glass of the bottles with like a little hammer or something, and then they fill it in with something and they make like tables out of it. I don't know. I've seen all sorts of stuff. Yeah, man. If you want the King of Kentucky, that's cool. All right. So let's do it. Thank you, guys. This one is for a Joe to start, then will be a lamp. A joke to start, then will be a lamp. I see. Nice. They resonate. That's what it is, Willie. I couldn't remember what they were doing with that. All right. On to this blind. 3 more samples to unwrap. Thank you, guys. If you have to jump out, I know it's a school night or a work night. I still call them school nights because, you know, I'm like 14 years old or whatever, which I'll never hear the end of. If you got to go, totally understand, but I appreciate you being here. And you know what? If you are watching this live or on the replay and you haven't checked out the Patreon for Drums and Drams, especially the Patreon and then moving into the Discord from there, I would encourage you to do so. Like, the Discord community has gotten just so, it's super close, very cool. I don't know. It's just been great to see that develop over the last couple months. And of course, the barrel picks. We have 4 barrel picks coming up in August to kind of get us through the rest of the year. We have Driftless Glen, we have Hard Truth, Green River, and Backbone. We are now on the books with Short Barrel to go down to Atlanta in October. And we're in the final stages of booking Still Austin in January for that pick to drop, you know, maybe February, March. And I'm trying to figure something out with the Whiskey Blendery in Texas. I just linked up Tim from the Blendery with Ryan Alves today from Bourbon Outfitters to see if we can get something working there, because I think the Whiskey Blendery is such a cool place. Whether it's a pick or a blend that we do would be very nice. I have a phone call with Subtle Spirits. These guys that do these cool bottles, and they have amazing whiskeys. I got a phone call with them on Tuesday just to see what we can come up with. I have some ideas of things that have never been done before with barrel picks from just like an artistic standpoint. They're really into utilizing artists for their labels. And so I would like to add a musical spin to that. And I'm going to see if we can come to some, you know, come together with something over the phone and see if they're interested in doing that. But the owner of Subtle Spirits is also a musician. So I think I have some hope for that. So anyways, amazing barrel picks on the way, I hope we pick good barrels. Clearly, at the start of the stream, we found out that we picked the second best barrels. All right, last sample to unwrap. The first Subtle Spirits featuring a percussionist. No, I want to do a music. I have an idea to do some sort of musical pairing with the artist on the label. So it's like, if there's a way that I could tie in what I do musically, whether it's even just a video online where I go into the studio and record a piece and try to make it maybe even visually look like the label in some way, and just find a way to bring all of it together. Because I was doing those performance videos, and I've got another one I need to make coming up. But I think like whether it's one of those or it's something even more involved, I don't know. But I think there could be a really cool collab with Subtle Spirits. Okay. And then we got to get through these these plastic caps. All right. Travis, you went all out, man. Look at these. Look at these headshots. These are all. Okay. These samples are hilarious. I gotta show you guys this stuff. I gotta show you the names of these samples and the pictures Travis put on them. Jeremy says you should reach out to Barrel House in St. Louis and see if they will do something in the way of a micro batch. What is the Barrel House? What are they doing? Are they just sourcing barrels and stuff? Tony, Bag of Donuts, said, Cam, have you chosen the pick teams yet for those? No, I'm going to tomorrow, man. That's the first thing on my agenda for tomorrow, is to sit down and get all this worked out. I sent some DMs today to finalize, because I had guaranteed a few people spots on upcoming picks, and I finalized that stuff in my DMs today. It's just been tough with, I've been trying to be present with Sarah and birthday stuff today and hanging out, and then we've had gigs all weekend. I may have overextended myself and promised what I couldn't deliver this weekend, and as far as that goes. So I do apologize. Okay. So I got to get 6 more glasses now. And then we will be off to the races. All right, so all of the cards are here that Sarah wrote for these. And these come straight from the answer key that Travis provided that said, for Sarah's eyes only. So let's get these poured out now. I'm just going to go ahead and dump everything out. And I can pour these back into the samples at the end of the night. Depending on if they're good, if they're like really good pours, then obviously I keep the rest of the sample. And if it's like a shelfer, then sometimes I'll dump them. And then every month or so, I go through all my samples in my collection, and I have to just clear things out because it gets a little untenable in this room to keep. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I have. I probably have 400 sample bottles in this room right now or something. So at some point, I have to just start getting rid of things. That's a very light-looking whiskey, so this might be a very interesting flight. Travis says these are peel away as well. Okay. Cool. So we have A through F, and the names of these are kind of funny. They all have pictures of me. Travis is a pro with these labels. So the first one is like this very serious headshot of me with my mallets. It says excellence. B says intensity, which is another, funny little headshot. It says intensity, and it's a dark whiskey, so that's interesting. This one says precision, and it's me holding a pair of cymbals dramatically. This one says savant. That's funny. This one says calculating, and it's me standing in front of a whiteboard where I was teaching a master class in Fresno, California, like 6 years ago. And then this one is me performing on a YouTube video from 10 years ago. It says prodigy. So, Travis, I love this, man. This is hilarious. Let me get these cards kind of spread out. There's literally not enough table room for 6 cards wide, but I'll just kind of hold them up as we go. All right. So, Josh, are those stolen Glens from Evernorth? No, I do have mine back there, though. Tony, you'll probably just be on the Driftless Glen pick because there's not a lot of interest in Driftless. I think just geographically, there's not a ton of people in the area. So if I were you, I would count on being on that pick August 7th. Jeremy says, the Barrel House in St. Louis sources barrels, create your own blend. I got to get my little notebook for this flight. And we're going to call this Travis Flight 728 A, B, C, D, E, F. We're going for type, age, proof, finished. Yes or no. We're going to go for distillery, bottle. And I think sometimes I go for mash or primary grain. We won't do that. So we'll go for these 6 items. Okay, let me show you Glass A. No spoilers in the chat, please, as usual. Richard says you should look into a short barrel. Richard, we're doing a short barrel pick. In October, we're doing short barrel. Iron Root, I need to taste more of their products before I could commit to that. I think I've tasted some that have been really good, and I've tasted some I feel like that have been pretty Texas crafty profiled. Buck, okay, well, you're going to make me grab this, I guess, which is not the end of the world. I am out of my glasses, so the dishwasher is going to be very full tomorrow. This is Bee's Knees 3. Justin Potts in the chat sent me a sample. Let's do a quick little thing. I have the Tennessee and Georgia honey barrel batches and prefer the Georgia barrel. I don't know what this is. Do you know, Justin? This is 115.4. Oh, I meant still Austin? Oh, yeah, no, we're working on that. That's almost confirmed, too. We're looking at January 6th through 12. Trying to just lock that down. And then if the blendery works out, I'm going to try to make them 2 days apart or a day apart, and we can all maybe drive up together from, or vice versa, drive from North Dallas down to Austin or Austin up to North Dallas. This is Tennessee Wildflower honey. I have the Tennessee and Georgia and prefer the Georgia. So I have the one that you'd prefer the least of the two. Green River Bourbon. Ooh, that's nice. Very honey in the finish. Super ethanol, like intense on the nose. I tell you what, the best honey pick that I've ever had, and it's not because it's a balanced whiskey. It's the very first barrel pick I ever purchased from a store. It's this Nulu honey from the Rural Inn, and this is a legendary pick. Most people aren't going to know about this because it was just one barrel. The whiskey is so dark you can't believe it, and when you put this in a glass, there's this crazy brown yellow tint to the whiskey, and in here, there's just stuff floating around. So I don't know what they did to this barrel. It's very young, 4-year, 1-month bourbon, MGP. And it tastes young, but it tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but not Ambarana. Just, it's wild. So I have one of these, and I have a backup. I used to have a second backup, and I was like, I don't need all that, because I drink this like once a year. But it's such a special bottle because it's the very first time I ever went into a store in like 2021 or something, and someone let me sample a few picks, and I walked out with this bottle, and I was like, man, I got suckered into buying this bottle for $130. Now come to find out, over the years, I have loved this bottle so much that I've gone through 2 of them already, and I'm on my last 2. And I bought them on secondary for way more than I bought this one for in the store. So this short barrel, it's kind of nice on the nose because I can smell the base bourbon, even though it's hot. It gets more honey as you drink it. It's good. It's a good balance between base bourbon and honey. So I'm a fan. It's not the best honey finish I've ever had, but it's solid. Justin says, I have his newest pick as a birthday. Oh, shit, man. Is that... I think I saw a message that you sent. Is that what you were talking about? You sent this when we were at dinner. That's why I didn't get back to you. Sorry about that. So, oh, yeah, the Circle City Rural Inn. Birthday present. Thanks, man. That'll be awesome. We'll crack that open then up in Michigan. That'll be fun. Okay, here we go. Glass A. No spoilers, please. Here we go. This is Glass A. Oh, that is a funky son of a bitch. It's so hot. This is so much ethanol in the nose. Holy crap. All right, here we go. We'll get into this now. That is hot, hot whiskey. Man, I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Let's see. Sam, sorry to bring this back to Rare Character. Orlando was right and I was wrong. KBT is 72-18-10. Okay. So is that Bardstown Bourbon Company distillate, though? 70? Let me think about this. 72-18-10. Is that Old Forester's mash bill, or is that... what would be the other one? Is it 78? No, 78-12-10 is Heaven Hill. Is that Old Forester's mash bill? 72-18-10? Travis says yes. So they're really copying some other mash bills, huh? Allegedly distilled by Bardstown, though. Okay. Sam says, defeated my purpose of sending those samples. That's okay. Glass A, I don't know what's going on here. It's sappy, it's ethanol, it's bright, very green smelling. Color, okay. It's not as hot on the palate. It's just not my style of whiskey that I like. Strangely sweet. This could be like a light whiskey or something. It's got some element of that going on. Something rum finished, like there's this bright sugary sweetness to this that I'm not a big fan of, but the proof doesn't seem crazy. It seems like around like 120, 122. Age, I have no idea what the age is of this whiskey. This could be 5 years. It could be 14-year light whiskey. This could be all over the place. As I think about like how the oak is coming off, I would say that this is on the higher side, even though it feels deceptive. I'm going to call this 10. I just don't know what this is. I don't even know what style of whiskey it is. So I'm going to move on, and I'll come back to that. That one is called Excellence. Well, we're not starting strong. So let's go to Glass B. Okay, here we go. Let me grab it first. Glass B is this. Oh, Travis, are you screwing with me, man? This... I mean, I can smell that. Like, if I hold this over here... chocolatey. It's very soy sauce savory. Man. I gotta stop smelling this. It's like every time you smell it, you're like, ooh, that's bad. And then you're like, but I want to smell it again. Oh, God. Ooh. No. I mean, there's a time and a place. It also doesn't feel as hot as it smells. Travis says, I promise you've never had any of these. Not really trying to mess with you. Okay, so then it's a stats guess, which is good. Yow. God. Okay. Glass B. It's some combination of pot still, small barrels, and craft distillate and/or heirloom grains. Probably in a hot climate. And again, it's one of those things that could be 4 years old, or it could be... This has a tighter range. This could be like 4, or hell, this could be 3, up to like 8. So it's a tighter range than... Glass A, to me, is a very wide range with what that could be, because it could be light whiskey, could be rum finished, could be all sorts of stuff. Could be Canadian Glass A. Now that I come back to it. It feels like I'm smelling Canadian versus Texas, which is wild. But the Texas or southern feeling whiskey in Glass B would have a tighter range of ages because of the seemingly hot climate, given the color. I'm going to sip A one more time. A feels finished. I may change that later, but it has a sweetness to it that feels slightly unnatural. Okay. Back to B. Oh my God, there couldn't be a more stark difference between two whiskeys. I'm going to say B, 129 proof. It's so savory. I'm going to go 7 years old. I'm going to shoot higher on that. I'm going to say it's Texas bourbon. No finish. Bottle. I don't... Balcones? Garrison Brothers? Like, I would call it one of those. And what's the last thing I need to guess? Yeah, distillery, bottle. It's all the same. I don't know. I could never guess that bottle. Oh. All right, on to Glass C, which is a more normal color. Oh, so B was called Intensity, which makes sense. So C is called Precision. I like that nose. At least in comparison. All right, so C is this. I'm gonna, hang on, put that down. There. Ah, good sweetness on C. Almost Buffalo Tracy on C. Not on the palate. The palate feels young, grain forward, reminds me of Young MGP. Could be Young Tennessee Distilling Company, which is a profile that I'm just now starting to just slightly get accustomed to because people have sent samples of barrel picks and, you know, source products from TDC. So this could be something like that. Yeah, you guys, if you're talking C923, better be an A23 code. Yeah, Jason, we're in it, man. We're in it. We had a great earlier part of the stream, insane giveaway and like participation, and it's just been a pretty wild night. All right. Glass C. I'm like firmly in the camp that this is 6 years old. 5 to 6. There's a little cigarette ash. Like I don't even want to say ash. There's just a kind of an interesting cigarette note in here. But it's not a scotch. It's not coming off like a smoky scotch. That's not what I mean. Hard to describe, but it's reminding me of that. Cigarette ash. Proof? I don't know if I'm going to over or undershoot proof tonight. 110? 112. Let's go 112. That may change. I don't think this is MGP. I'm in a weird mood to say this is TDC, Tennessee distillate. Almost coming off wheated. That's all I got. There's kind of like a dark, there's like a figgy, datey kind of note on the bottom end of this, and honey, which reminds me of Buffalo Trace. But that's a confusing one too. All right, Glass D looks like a world whiskey. Oh God, what is this? All right, D, I gotta show you. Smells a little lemon limey. Something like a Canadian or Irish or something like that. Maybe light whiskey. It's in that same realm. Although, before I show you D, I want to compare it to A on the nose. Makes A smell... Everyone's going to think I'm obsessed with cheese notes, but it makes A smell cheesy, which I never would have picked up on earlier. But this is so sappy and light whiskey-like that it's making A feel funky and dark. All right, so here's D. This is D. God, this does smell really hot on the nose. They all smell hot for some reason. And hot can sometimes be ethanol, but it can also sometimes just be youth playing out in a barrel-proof product. Travis, man. These are wacky. God. Dan, I'm doing a blind that Travis sent me, and this is going to be one of the hardest blinds I've probably ever done. There's something about doing a blind that's... I have to imagine these are all so different when I find out what they are. Sometimes when they're this different, it can be very helpful, and sometimes it can be completely confusing. When I did the blind on the channel, I don't know how many of you guys saw this, like, I don't know how many months ago, 6 months ago, when my buddy Frank gave me a blind. There were some like old dusty Canadians and just different things in this blind, and I really did like pretty darn well. I think it was a 6-pour blind or 5 pours. I did pretty well in that blind, and I couldn't believe it. It was just different enough between the pours that I was able to kind of get close on everything. This one is so wildly different that I feel like I'm not going to be close on these things. So Glass D, this is Ethanol City on Glass D. This, it's like, if this isn't light whiskey, I don't know. Barrel proof Irish, like, I don't know. Barrel proof Canadian. Oh, it makes A smell terrible. This is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna suck ass on this blind. Here, I'll give Matt a clip. Tonight, I'm gonna suck ass on this blind. There you go. There's Matt's clip if he watches this back. I'm gonna say that's like, man, it is lemon lime though. It feels proof-wise similar to B, or C, actually. No, B. I said B was 129. Oh. All right, so I took a sip of B. Wow. I'm gonna go 132. I have no idea what that. I have to come back to that. We'll keep it moving. Glass E. I gotta take some water here. Oh, Matt's still here. The clip was when you said you love smelly feet. I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened when I said that. Anthony James says, I mean, most things may not be very great coming off those hazmat KOAs. If I was doing this like directly afterwards, maybe, but I've had enough. Like tonight, I'm not trying to sound like a total dickhead. I've had enough practice on these live streams that like cycling between different pours has become easier for me to kind of like reset some things on my palate. I'm not saying it's perfect, but some folks, if they drink peated whiskey, are like done for the night. Like I can do peated whiskey and you just got to give me like 7 minutes, drink a little bit of water, have one sip of something else more neutral, and then I can get back in action. So I think there is like a thing you can get used to with doing these live streams. So for me, like I'm not like the KOAs are out of my mind. Glass E. Travis, you're a mean man. Here's Glass E. This is a crazy blind. That's probably the most pleasant thing you've sent me in this flight. Please no spoilers in the chat. Jesse, I hate you. So what's E called? E is calculating. Yeah, we're at this point we are calculating in this flight. I hate you so much, Matt. I hate you so much. Not to sound like a dick, but it sounds like Cam is getting peated whiskey for his first Matt Madness pour this year. You give it to me, because whoever I'm up against is going to get it too. Oh, Buck says, hadn't had a peated in a while, but last night busted out Ardbeg Smoke Trails and Lejeg 18. It was a vibe. I've never had any, I don't think I've had any Lejeg, and Ardbeg Smoke Trails, I have never heard of that. Is that a newer release? Matt, I hate you. Glass E smells great. This smells really nice. I would say this is a bourbon or possibly a Tennessee whiskey. I could see maybe some charcoal filtering in here, but I don't know. It's a little funkier on the palate, though. I don't know what to do with these whiskeys. I'll just go ahead and show you F, so you know what everything is, and then I'll go back through here and try to figure out what's happening. So here's F. Huh. F has a little bit of a kind of a dustiness almost to it. That's interesting. Like almost a butterscotch thing going on here. Oh. That's pretty nice. I like F. Kind of nutty butterscotchy. I could see this being a Heaven Hill or Beam product from the last 20 years. You know, like the wide age range. I like F a lot. And E now smells craftier, by comparison. F. Now E smells nutty too, like walnuts. Oh, Mike says Manzanilla finished travel exclusive is the smoke trails. Interesting, huh? Well, Jesse, I didn't know where you were going with that, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Richard says, I can't drink any of the Ardbegs. I smell Band-Aids on the nose, and due to working in the medical profession, I can't get past that. That makes sense. Well, if you don't like Band-Aids, then you definitely will not like Lafroig. Casket Salesman sipping Mortlock 15. Very unfamiliar with Mortlock. I've only had one. It was an older bottling of, I don't even know what the age statement was, or if it may have even been an independent bottling. All right. So, where are we going from here? I've pretty much got A through C guessed. I mean, C, that's the best I can do with C. I may have to up my proof on C. I said 112. I thought this was like Tennessee Distilling Company. It's just a random guess. D. D might be rum. I'm going to go with rum. Mm-hmm. I think the proof, I'm probably high on the proof. All right. Give me just a second, guys. Sorry. That's hot. All right. We're getting there. We are getting there. I upped my proof guess on what I think is probably a Texas whiskey so that I could fit in what I think is my proof guess for this maybe rum, which I'm saying is 128, 12-year rum, ex-bourbon, 12-year. So I really need to dive into E and F now. E is crafty but walnut. Dark cherry. Feels relaxed on the proof, but I just took a sip of water, so I got to do a second sip. Very chocolatey, espresso even. Tim, did you try the grain to glass? I've only tried the wheated, which Jeb had when we were in Texas on earlier this week. That was Monday and Tuesday, I think. Tuesday night, I tried the wheated grain to glass. It's nowhere near worth the price. It's interesting, but it just needs to be 10 to 12 years old. Bill Caffrey, my son's 29th birthday is today. So cool. Nice, man. So your son turns 29. I turn 30. A friend of mine turned 31, and someone in the chat earlier, Scott, I believe is who it was, turned 39 today. So a lot of July 28 birthdays. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it, man. We're in the weeds now. We're almost 3 hours in. E is a mystery. All right. I'm going to say it's a craft whiskey, bourbon. .120 proof, 8 year. Which is a high guess for age. But this craft whiskey doesn't feel like it's been put into a short barrel and been given all of the treatments of trying to make it age faster. So it feels like there might be actually more natural aging going on in Glass E, instead of being put in a 15-gallon pot stilled, heavily charred barrel to try to get it up to age in 2 years. So I'm going to say 8 years, 120 proof craft bourbon. I have no idea distillery bottle. I just have no guesses on that. And then finally, Glass F. But it's not Texas. It's like a craft distillery from, I don't know, Kentucky or Tennessee. I'll write that. I'll write Kentucky. And then Glass F. Smells good. A little dusty peanut. And I mean a dusty whiskey with peanut notes. That's like 100 to 107 proof, maybe? Or, yeah. Could be the heartburn kicking in. Bourbon. Kentucky bourbon. I say it's a dusty, no finish. Smells like Dusty Heaven Hill. Glass F. Palate is more like Dusty Beam. It's tough. I'll say Heaven Hill. Age. Bottle age on this. This could be an old Beam decanter. But I'm trying to put all the stats together of what I think the age and the proof and the distillery are, and I'm thinking of the decanters that I've tasted and that I know versus other Dusties that I've tasted and know, and trying to funnel these down to a guess. I mean, maybe it's not even a Dusty, but I'm going to say 110 proof. All right. Age. It has a Knob Creek oak on the finish. A sour oak of Knob Creek. Oh, that's so tough. All right, one more sip of water, then I'm gonna do the big reveal. I don't know if I can order these in like favorite to least favorite. Favorite is definitely F. After that, it's tough going. F could just be a Knob Creek store pick, 15 year. And then my proof guesses are probably way off if that's the case, but I might go there. It might feel dusty in comparison to these others is really the thing. I don't know if this is a Dusty or not. say it's Knob Creek store pick. I'm gonna eliminate Dusty 120 Beam 14 years. Okay, let's do the big reveal. I'm gonna start with, we'll just go A to F. A strangely sweet 120 to 122. I have no idea. I think that's Canadian finished. I said 10 years. I think I'm going to change my guess. No. I'll say 12 years. Canadian finished. 120 proof. Let's see what it is. Wild. Wheeler's Raid Toasted Honey Rye. It's a 95.5, 5 year. So I was going higher on the age because I thought it was like Canadian or something. The reason I'm in Canadian territory is the honey finish. So the honey finish is dulling things down with the base distillate. So the rye note, which is 5 year MGP 95.5, is coming out of here like an orange curacao note, and that's what in my mind, this reminded me of Mammoth, like a Mammoth finish, which has all these orange curacao notes, which is older Canadian whiskey that they've, finished and bottled, and it's usually higher proof. So I was hedging it against that higher proof, towards that higher proof. But the 95.5 was adding that floral note, and the honey was dumbing it down. So that is like a really hard one. I did say it was finished and strangely sweet, which was the honey finish. I would have never guessed that to be a rye. Damn. Okay. All right, on to glass B. Texas Bourbon, 136 proof. So far I'm overshooting proof at this point. Texas Bourbon, 136, 7 year, which is a big guess. That's a high age. No finish. Balcones or Garrison Brothers? Wow, I'm pretty close on some of these. This is also a honey finish. So if this flight is all honey finished, that's going to be wild. This is Short Mountain Wheat. Honey finished 134.1. I said 136. I'll take that. I said 7 year. It's 7 year. Where is this from? Short Mountain Wheat Whiskey. Tennessee. This must be their own stuff. Huh. So, I mean, stats-wise, like, I didn't get the finish, and I don't think I ever would have. No, on this profile, you can't even tell there's a honey finish. No. But stats, proof and age, I'm with it. So that's good. C, I said, and remind me, A was Wheeler's, look at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Travis, is Wheeler's Raid also in Tennessee? Some of these might all be Tennessee. So C, I said Tennessee Distilling Company, 112 proof, wheated bourbon, 5 to 6 years old. I would say 5 years old. I would up my guess to 116 on the proof right now. Let's see. Wow, it's 120.7. Oh, really? Okay. So, I said 5 year. It is 5 year. Shit, this is TKO. Shit. So, guys, this is the same distillate as Rare Character TKO. Dickel distilled, 70-25-5, but at 5 years old instead of 8, like a lot of the TKOs. Yeah, this is good. This makes sense. It has that, so all that bright sweetness and like bright, this is very strawberry forward. All the bright sweetness, I was like, well, maybe it's, because I know Travis is from Tennessee. He likes, you know, and I think all of these are probably from Tennessee at this point. And we've talked different things about Tennessee Distilling Company, and so I thought, well, maybe it's TDC and like this is like a weeded. I've heard people talk about that stuff. I haven't had it. Maybe one pour in a pick. I don't know. And this makes sense. It's Dickel distilled rye, experimental. It's very good. And at $50, this is an instant buy. Damn, that's good. Man, all right. It doesn't, like, people are going to see that this is Dickel distilled and think, no way it's going to taste like vitamins. This doesn't have any of that. This is completely different. You would never in a million years know that this is from George Dickel. No. So good. All right, D. This is a wild card here. I said rum, 12 year, no finish, ex-bourbon. 128 proof, that's all I got. This is going to be interesting. It could be light whiskey. Oh, wow. Shit. I will take this. It's a Riverset rum rye. Finished in Venezuela rum casks. Non-age stated. What did I say? I said 12 years old because I thought it was a rum. So it's probably more like 4 to 6 years old. Maybe even 5, like this other Riverset rye. But the rum casks it's finished in, who knows what the age of those were. I said 128 proof. My initial guess was 132. It was 132, but I went down to 128. Look, I'll take that. I would never, ever know that this is a rye whiskey. This smells like a rum. Yeah. Wild. Okay. Oh. It's rye finished rum. So it's rum that was put into a rye cask. Ah, I see. So it is rum. I'll take that. Okay. We're not doing bad, actually. For how crazy this was, this is not bad. Glass E. This one is like maybe the most enigmatic of the bunch because there were just no strong clues as to what this was. It just smells like a crafty bourbon with a just middle of the road everything. Not as much as B. Ooh. There's something traditional about that. Something malty about that, actually, is what I would say. Do I think it's an American single malt? I might change my guess to that. What I had written was craft bourbon, 8 year, 120 proof, Kentucky. I'm not going to change the state because clearly it looks like all of these are Tennessee. But I would say this is probably actually either a high malt bourbon or an American single malt. And I would up my proof guess to about 123. So let's see. There we go. I mean, okay. I got to find out the percentages of this. This is Nelson's Greenbrier cask strength Tennessee whiskey. 4 years. I said 8. So this does have, because it's crafty, I guessed over the age. Because it doesn't feel like forced craft, it feels like aged craft. So that's good. I said initially 120, and I just went back up to 123. It's 121. I'm in the range. Batch 1 distillery only. Corn wheat malted barley. Now I have to know what the percentages are. So Nelson's, and they're all 53 gallon. Wow. Then are they pot stilling this stuff? Because there's something weird. Is it heirloom grains or is it pot stilled? I don't know the percentages. 4 year. Let's see. Nelson's Greenbrier. Let's do mash bill. I wonder if the percentages are listed anywhere. No, undisclosed ratios. I think there's high barley in this. It's pot column hybrid, says Travis. Okay. You know what? I don't hate that. Like, I did not like last B. B was the short mountain wheat. I did not like B. I like that as a craft whiskey. That's about as crafty as I would get. All right, Glass F. I was all over the place. Dusty, Knob Creek, Heaven Hill. I don't know. It tastes younger now. Like, I don't think this is 14 years old. I said, I just started going all in on a Knob Creek pick. 120 proof, 14-year bourbon, Kentucky. I would go down to 7 years on this, actually. I'd stick with 120 proof. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Wow. 9 year. I said I would go down to 7. I was up at 14. It's 9. 123. I was at 120. Dickel distilled with the Dickel mash bill, like the one that we all know from all the source stuff. It's a Blue Note 9 year. That smells good. That does not smell bad, like George Dickel. Dude, you know what? The Blue Note 17 years were a little bit mineral, but not crazy, and I liked them. I especially like the high proof 17 years. I have never had a Blue Note 9 year single barrel. This is really, really damn good. So, is it just the Lincoln County process that gives Dickel that note that we hate? Between this and the Riverset Rye, the TKO juice from Rare Character. Between these two things, if George Dickel tasted like this, they would be on top of the game. This is great. This is great whiskey. Wow. These are Lincoln County processed. I am shocked. I am totally shocked. I'm going to put it next to, like, I just need a regular bourbon. This is Eagle Rare, okay? It smells good. I don't know. I really don't know. It smells fine. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pour this back. This is like a research sample. Try to say that 3 times fast. Okay. Not a lot, but that's gonna do. Nelson's. Okay. Cool. Travis, thank you for the flight, man. This was awesome. Richard says, was not found in the Dickel White Dog. Could it be something in the aging? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, Dickel loses proof on all barrels because the ricks were only one story. These are so off profile because they were moved and allowed to get more heat. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, guys, I got to jump off here. Lots of pours tonight. A great stream, over 3 hours long, 3 hours, 10 minutes I'm looking at right now. So I'm going to bounce, and I'll see everybody at Pours in the Park. So Thursday night, I'll already be up there, so no live stream Thursday. I am going to film as much content as I can Monday through Wednesday. We're leaving Thursday morning. Yeah, and we'll see, you know, how much content I can get out in the next 2 weeks, because I'm going from Pours in the Park back home, then to Wisconsin, Driftless Glen, back home to Hard Truth in Indianapolis, back home, Owensboro, Kentucky to Green River, and then back home. And so from Thursday, which is, I believe, August 1st, I think, yeah, to August 14th, I am going to be gone. Oh, I'm gone 12 of 14 days with like half days where I get home, I sleep, I wake up, and I leave again. So I need to book some hotel rooms. I haven't booked my hotels yet. Oh, this is going to be terrible. All right, that's going to do it. I'm going to try to vlog it too. This was a great stream. Jeremy, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to wrap up with this blue... I poured it back. So I'm going to wrap up with the Riverset Rye 5-year single barrel. Thank you, Travis. Thanks, Maury. Thanks, everybody. Amazing stream. Cheers. See you soon here on Drums and Drams.